Yo.
Hey, welcome back to part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII something cast. The Nostalgiacast. I don't know what we're calling it. It's actually been like a couple of weeks, maybe a month or something since the last time we recorded this. But you don't know that because...
Yeah, you're just not going to be hearing it all at once.
So in case we repeat things from the previous thing or totally ignore other things that we should have mentioned, that's why, because it's been such a long time.
Yeah. Well, we were all over the map last time anyway.
Yeah, we still don't have an outline.
But we're going to try to stick with certain things that we want to talk about this time around.
Sure.
Though. So we're going to try to subjugate it a little better.
Subjugate. That's not the correct word there. But anyway.
You're probably right, but whatever.
So, at this part of the podcast, we're going to talk about things post FF7. Stop smacking things down. You're recording all that.
I don't have reference material, I swear.
Yeah, we have tons of dumbass books. I don't know why we're going to use them. But anyway, so we're going to talk about stuff post FF7, which mainly consists of the stuff from the compilation of Final Fantasy VII, which is all the bullshit that happened. That Square was like, hey man... We know you like FF7, so we're gonna make more FF7 stuff, and they're like, yeah, that's so cool. Little did we know it was gonna be a bunch of bullshit that will probably ruin the remake. But we'll get to that part.
We'll talk about that in a minute, though. I guess
later.
So, man, there's four parts officially to this.
I don't know. Whatever. What was the okay? Let's start from the beginning of this compilation. So, what is the first thing in the compilation? Was it Advent Children? Was that the first thing?
No, Advent Children takes place after 7.
I mean, like release-wise.
Release-wise, yeah.
Was that the first thing?
I believe Advent Children was next, followed by I believe Crisis Core.
Or was it before Crisis first?
Before Crisis in Japan, which we never got in America.
It's still a thing.
Yeah, because that was a updated game that they kept getting new episodes.
Yeah, some dumb phone game. Yeah. Who's gonna play a game on a phone, right? Yeah. That'll never catch on.
Little do they know, right?
Yeah,
but yeah, I do believe Dirge of Cerberus was the last thing. I'm pretty sure.
Hold on, I'm gonna fact check this shit.
Yeah, guys, because I'm sure you guys some of you guys out there will have internet next to you.
Where's Airgeese fit in all this?
Airgeese? Oh man.
That canon? Oh, there's also Last Order, that stupid ass anime.
Oh yeah, the anime that came with the Japanese version originally on the DVD, because the American DVD didn't come with it. Not until later when they did the Blu-ray Complete Edition. Then I believe it was on that, if I'm not mistaken.
There's also Advent Children Complete, which is probably the last thing actually made for compilation.
I guess if we're going with that, because that was additional 20 or 30 minutes of footage. I believe
they changed some shit. It took forever for it to come out.
Yeah, it did. But, hey, if you're a fan, it's worth it.
Oh, what the...
What about, we always got the other movie, which you do not speak of.
What movie?
Spirits Within.
That has nothing to do with FF7.
I know, but at least it was probably more successful than that.
Okay, I think here's an order of stuff in release. FF7, then Before Crisis, then Advent Children, then Dirge of Cerberus, then Dirge of Cerberus Lost Episode. I don't know.
Yeah, that was also a phone game.
Then Crisis Core. Man, Crisis Core came late.
Yeah, I guess it did.
Then then Advent Children Complete, and then the remake, I guess.
Well, there we go.
All right, so let's start with. Do you know anything about Before Crisis?
I know very, very little.
Tell me about Before Crisis. Rude's a white guy.
Yeah.
He looks like Vin Diesel.
Well, obviously, like I said, we didn't get it over here in America.
Yeah.
It was cell phone episodic type of game.
Yeah, no, cell phones episodic. That never caught on, right?
Yeah, totally. But it concentrated on the Turks. That was the big deal about that one.
So they added 1 million Turks, right?
Yes, which if anybody's wanting to know, I couldn't tell you all the new ones.
Okay. Do you know... Let me ask you this question about the Turks. So in FF7, there were only a few Turks. There was Rude, Reno, Elena...
Shang,
and I guess you'd sort of count Rufus. I don't know.
Well, Rufus is the president.
I always see this big concept art of all the Turks plus Rufus. So,
well, he was their leader. He was their boss.
Sure, he's president. He's the boss of everybody.
Yeah, so...
But, so there were 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's who they concentrated on.
But did they ever... did they ever mention there being other Turks in FF7?
Well, if you count Vincent.
Oh, right. He was also... But that's in FF7. So, okay, so Vincent also was a Turk. But did they ever mention there being other Turks besides them?
You know, they from what I remember, they never specifically talk about other Turks.
So they just added a bunch of them to Before Crisis.
It seems that way. Well, obviously it's an organization that's been going on for a little while now, so I'm sure...
Well, you know, when I found out that there were a bunch more, I was very disappointed because the Turks seemed like a really cool elite group.
Yeah.
And like, oh no, it's a whole bunch of people.
Well, it's the same way with, like, when we get into it, the Soldier. Like, it's an elite group. But seemingly I always felt the same way about Soldier. I'm like, I thought maybe Cloud or Zach or whoever was like, that's it, that's top of the line.
Well, the first class, yeah.
Yeah, the first class.
There were a few, in my interpretation of it, there were very few first class soldiers.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I feel about the Turks, like you're saying. Like, I thought they were the epitome of, like what the soldiers, the underground kind of deal was, you know. Because they did work like, assassinations, kidnapping, things of that nature.
Black Ops stuff or something. I don't know, whatever that's called. It was annoying. It was annoying when I found out that when they added a bunch more, and it made them feel less special because of that. Yeah,
exactly.
And so they added a bunch of Turks, and I guess, did they all end up dying or something? What happened?
You know, as much as I love Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII in general, like I said, I didn't research that game enough. I probably should have. I know, it's crazy, but I don't know. It just didn't seem like that it was important of a game to me in the story.
It's the first thing of the compilation.
Yeah, I know, I get that.
We only say that because we didn't get it.
That's true. It probably was pretty important, I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't understand why they don't port it to iOS or something.
I think they should make it like a Vita digital download or something.
Man, Vita. Yeah, they should keep making
It'll come with the Final Fantasy VII remake. There you go.
Yeah, sure.
It'll be in there.
It'll be DLC.
They'll probably be included, so...
Oh, my God. I hope not. I hope none of this stuff is included.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
I think at one point I probably read a Wikia article about Before Crisis.
Yeah.
And I think something like, they all went to hiding or something at the end of the game. And only like one of them would show up again in Crisis Core. Cisne, right?
Yeah, Cisne.
So it's stupid that they had a bunch of Turks, but I don't remember. I don't know what happened in Before Crisis. So sorry, can't say much about it. It's probably dumb.
Yeah, you know, I don't even really remember how the battle system or how that worked out, wasn't it?
I've never seen gameplay of that game.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like turn-based or...
It was a first-person shooter, probably. It was a Doom mod. brutal Before Crisis.
I'm okay with that.
Here, let's see. Here's a summary. It takes place 6 years before the start of Final Fantasy VII and continuing forward through time until just before the start of the original game. This tells the tale of the Turks and their battle against the anti-Shinra insurgency group Avalanche, the far more sinister precursor to the small organization the playable characters join in Final Fantasy VII. Sorry, so we talked about Avalanche before Barrett was a part of it, right?
Right.
And it says they were more sinister, so I guess they were even more eco-terrorists or something, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And them having an Avalanche before Barrett, I can buy, because in FF7 specifically, Barrett goes to Cosmo Academy. He's like, this is where Avalanche was born, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to learn all about the history of Avalanche.
Yeah.
So it's fine if they go back in time and say, hey, actually there were these other guys in Avalanche too, because they mentioned that in FF7.
So I wonder, that's a story I would like to know. Like, how did Barrett get to take the reins of being leader of Avalanche?
Yeah, I wonder if that's in there.
You know, that would actually be pretty interesting to know.
Maybe he just heard about it on the internet.
Well, he also had he really was interested in the planet because he wanted to learn about the planet too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious of how Barrett got this mentality. Like, I want to know more about him, about Barrett. He's a very interesting character.
You hear that, Square? We want to hear more about Barrett because he's an awesome character.
Very much so.
You should make games about him instead of fucking Vampire Man. Right? You got that, Square Enix? We want Barrett. We don't want Vampire Man. We don't want Yuffie and Kingdom Hearts. We want fucking Barrett.
Yeah, he needs more love.
Barrett Wallace. You know?
Definitely. Make him like Mr. T still. Like, don't change that.
Sure, man. Just make him Barrett that we know and love.
Exactly, man.
That's that Mega Ran rap. Insurgents not a bit nervous.
But yeah, Barrett's awesome, and I would just like to know his relationship with Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge a little more too.
See, that would have been cool too if they expanded it upon characters that already existed instead of making up a bunch of new ones.
Yeah, I would actually like to play as an avalanche simulator or whatever they do at their terrorist act. I'd like to see where all they've been.
Yeah, what did they do before they got Cloud into the group?
Right, like did Biggs, West, and Jesse have a thing? Did they have a family? Like, what was their thing too?
Yeah,
like how did they meet Barrett? I mean, why?
Like, there's one scene in FF7. It's a flashback. I think it's during when, I don't know, Eris comes to Midgar or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And
you see like two character models that are Biggs and Jesse's character models, and they're all like hanging out, look like they're on a date or whatever.
Yeah.
So I read somewhere that it's just a coincidence that they look the same, but I took it to mean that was actually Biggs and Jesse, and they had a relationship previously.
Right.
And that would be cool to go into.
Yeah.
But no, we gotta have Cisne and Dagger or something, whatever the names of those Turks are.
Yeah.
Gotta talk about those guys instead of characters we already know that they could expand upon, like because apparently I guess the first time that they blew up a reactor was in FF7. So what did Avalanche do before they blew up reactors?
I know, right? Did they save animals, or what did they do?
Man, what did they do? Save the planet? Maybe they stole schematics to make the bomb or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Because Jesse was really good with computers and making bombs and stuff. And where did they learn their skills?
But she sucked at making fake IDs, apparently.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that, because I like how Biggs and Wedge just makes references in a lot of Final Fantasy games. Yeah. If they ever made just Biggs and Wedge Adventures or something, I would be down for that.
This is stuff.
Whatever.
This is stuff they could tackle in the remake.
Yeah, sure.
Having NPCs later that are like Biggs and Wedge's family, or Jesse's family, or Jesse's twin sister, who turns out to be Sephiroth's cousin or some dumb bullshit.
Was it just me, or do I remember this correctly from recently going back playing? But Jesse had a thing for Cloud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So hey, what if we had in the remake, you just had a new triangle? It's more than a triangle. It's a rectangle.
Rectangle.
You got four.
There's not enough time for that to happen because she dies very soon after you hang out with her.
Yeah, which is I think the thing that made me sad the most was when they died in 7 was how they're just they're stuck on that tower.
Yeah. And
Jesse's just hanging there I can't move. It's
and fucking Biggs is he climbed 5 steps up the stairs and he died.
I know.
He didn't even get very far in the tower. Jesse's all the way up there, Barrett's all the way at the top. Wedge falls down from the top. Yeah. So what the fuck was Biggs doing?
I know, man.
He tripped.
Well, he was the fat one, right?
No, Wedge was the fat one.
Wedge was the fat one. Yeah. So what happened there? Yeah, good point.
Maybe he got bored.
Yeah, that's it. He's tired. I have nothing else to live for.
He's gonna hang out here. And okay, so we're talking. Stop slamming your hand on the thing. It's recording that. But so we're talking. I'm gonna talk about the remake a little bit here. In the trailer for the remake, you see some soldiers, right?
Right.
And they're
right.
It's some Call of Duty shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And people are speculating that maybe that's Barrett's Avalanche. Maybe that's Biggs and Wedge and Jesse. Maybe that's them, and that would be kind of cool if they would expand show. Like we said, they showed about what Avalanche was doing before Cloud.
Yeah.
And before they died.
Yeah.
So it's possible that Square is almost thinking about the same thing and expanding that lore. Hopefully they don't add a new member here's Kawaii Catman.
Catman, sure.
Catman number 2, at least. And he's a secret Avalanche member. Or Cisne betrayed the Turks to become a new Avalanche member. Or Genesis comes up, hey, I want to be Avalanche too.
Sure, why not?
Or I don't know.
2,
or some
3,
dumb
whatever.
Crossover with some other Final Fantasy Chocobo man. I don't know.
Sure.
Hopefully they don't add any more Avalanche members.
Sure, just make Yangus from Dragon Quest.
Yep. There you go.
There you go.
That cool accent and that dumb hat.
Just have a British guy. We'll be alright.
Alright, so, that's all we can say about Before Crisis because we don't know much about it. So,
yeah.
Next in the release schedule was Advent Children.
Yep.
The big one. This is the biggest part of Compilation.
Yep, I'd say so.
Fully featured film, CG film, that takes place after FF7.
Yep. I think the most interesting tidbit I've taken from that film was they never intended for it to become a full-length film.
Really?
From what I read, They were just messing around, with the graphical engines and stuff like that, and one idea after another just kept coming. They just kept expanding, and they're just like, screw it, let's do this.
Just add more bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's kind of like they had to go back and rework everything.
Let's add some dumb kid named Denzel. Washington.
Denzel Washington. Yeah. There you go. But no, when it was announced and stuff like that, I was really iffy about the whole thing.
Really?
I was. I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, there's excitement.
Yeah.
But with everything, every bit of excitement, there's worry that, like, how is this possible? What are they going to? Is there going to be a new bad guy? Is there going to be, epic fight scenes and stuff like that? Which obviously we'll get to that. But I don't know. I had my doubts about it when it first got announced. Because, okay, as mentioned earlier, I watched, the Spirits Within film.
Yeah.
And, I still found things to like about that movie. If you go into it without the name Final Fantasy, it's a great sci-fi film.
Sure, I don't remember that.
That's how I felt.
If you ask,
I wouldn't say great,
if you
but
ask
decent.
Max from Life is Strange, he thinks it's the best movie ever.
Wow, okay, I never heard that one. But
really?
I guess
you should play Life is Strange.
Apparently I need to. But, I mean, okay, I wouldn't say it was great. It was just decent, right?
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I
don't remember...
But
get a Blu-ray or something, watch that shit in HD.
But it also made me worry for Square's future because of that film, Square almost went under practically.
Sure, I heard a lot about that. Yeah,
I didn't want this to hurt them again, but at the same time, it felt like a safe bet because they're using characters that were so popular and well known.
FF7, that's why.
FF7.
Yeah.
So it also gave me hope that it would actually help them even more at the same time.
They also did before this. They did the Animatrix short, right?
The Animatrix, they had some parts in that.
Tales of the Osiris or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
That was cool. I have that actually.
That was like probably one of the better parts of the Animatrix.
Yeah, there was some of it that I didn't really care for, but that was definitely one of the good ones. It was
that and the one with the guy running. That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was the rest was shit.
Yeah.
But, So yeah, Square did a Matrix thing, and then there is it like the same studio that did like the animation studio that did Advent Children?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%, but it seems like they have the same quality.
Well, whatever. At the time, I honestly don't remember hyping it up for myself that much. I just heard about, oh, that sounds cool, and everyone knows that Square's CG team is like amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Even to this day, their CG stuff is like top tier.
Oh yeah, I can go back and watch 7, 8, 9 cutscenes, and they still look pretty good sometimes. So I mean,
sure.
At least 8, 9, 7's kind of
the frame rates.
Yeah, but
like even their modern stuff, like in 13 or in 12.
Yeah.
And probably 14. I don't know.
Yeah.
And 15 will probably have CG stuff
too.
Well,
even the remakes of Final Fantasy 1, 2, and all that, the cutscenes at the beginning look phenomenal.
All the stuff in the compilation looks great.
Yeah.
Advent Children itself looks great.
Phenomenal.
It's kind of muted color palette, but whatever. I guess that fits the tone of the thing. Anyway, so Advent Children comes out, and I was pretty excited. I was in high school at the time.
Yeah.
And I obviously, will admit to it, I downloaded a pirated version of it.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was all Japanese subtitles, and I just wanted... This was before the English dub came out,
so
I wanted to watch it immediately. I burned it to a DVD, watched it on my dad's portable DVD player. I watched that movie a lot, and I really liked it at the time.
Yep.
But in hindsight, it was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what is Advent Children? What happens in Advent Children? What is the story about?
Okay, well, Advent Children takes place, I believe it's a year or two after 7 ends.
Sure, I don't know. Sure, why not? I don't know.
Yeah, it's after everything. Because spoiler, by the way, which I'm sure shouldn't have to worry about that by now, but if you beat Final Fantasy 7, 2 years after, I knew it was like a year or two. But at the end of Final Fantasy 7, obviously the planet is saved by the live stream because
or whatever.
Because Meteor was going to crash and destroy the planet.
Yeah.
And so that got saved at the end. A flash of light, and you see Aerith's face. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh hey, she helped.
Sure.
Whatever. And then if you wait till after the long credits, you have it, I think, into the future even further, where Red 13 and his future generations are looking over a Midgar that's green.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us looking style. So that right there tells you that, things turned out for the best, and that. So I didn't really think they was going to make a movie, because I thought with that Red 13 part, it's like, hey, we know everything's okay.
Well, we don't know everything's okay because there's no humans in it.
True, okay. But why would Red 13 be protecting a planet with nobody there?
Well, who knows if he's protecting... I think I remember the argument. One of the arguments being like, Holy would remove everything that was a threat to the planet.
Okay,
so I might be just making this up, but that's what I think. I might be remembering this correctly. And then, so yeah, it might have just removed all the humans from the Earth. I don't know. Whatever. It was very ambiguous about what happened. Red 13's still alive. He somehow found a way to procreate. Maybe Aerith came back to life and was like, hey, you want to finish what we started in Hojo's lab? He's like, okay.
Exactly. There was that scene. So. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, I didn't really think they would have a sequel because I thought I knew.
Well, no one
everything.
Thought they would have a sequel.
Well, I mean, with that, when I did hear about it, I was like, wait, wasn't everything okay? Does this take place after the thing with Red 13? How are they still alive? All this was going through my head. What's going on? But apparently, this is 2 years after the end of the original 7, before the after credits.
Yes, it happens 2 years after FF7 ends.
But the story pretty much is about geostigma.
Yes, I remember back when we were calling it like scar syndrome or something. But back when, I don't remember what it was called exactly, but back when the Japanese translation was coming out. And then it became geostigma with the English release or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Pretty much, the live stream has gotten infected. By
Genova cells?
By Genova cells.
Sure.
And Sephiroth's his remnants.
Right.
Has produced like children.
This is so stupid.
Yeah. The story, even to this day, even though I get it, I don't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. So his consciousness in the live stream is so corrupted that he's able to have these remnants of himself born into their world.
Sure.
And
it's like different parts of his personality or something.
Yeah, they're like anger or something like that. But there's 3 parts to Sephiroth.
3 silver pretty boys.
Yeah,
silver-haired pretty boys come out of the crater.
You see, it's Laz, right?
Sure.
Laz,
Yazoo,
and Kadaj.
Yeah, Kadaj.
Kadaj is their leader.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure, supposedly. He's the most like Sephiroth, apparently.
Sure. He doesn't look the most like Sephiroth.
Of course not.
The dude with the long hair looks like Sephiroth more, but whatever. I remember all the speculation happening like during all the trailers, like, oh, that guy's gotta be Sephiroth because he's got the long hair, but he's got a gun, and Yazoo looks like he's like Zell or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and then at the very beginning of the movie, it's like the Turks come in. Hey, let's go to the crater for some reason. Oh no, there's dudes attacking us, and I like to imagine they're naked.
Okay, well, I don't know why.
Like the Terminator or something. Unless Sephiroth, his consciousness created clothing for them. I guess I don't know.
I guess
I like to imagine them like I said, the Terminator, where they're all naked and then like they go steal people's clothes. That would be a cool story. They should do that.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Maybe they'll add that in a remake. But
so the remnants of Sephiroth, as they're called now.
Yeah.
I remember back then we were called like the larvae or something.
Yeah.
Or some weird bullshit. I don't know how they translated that, but and so they're trying to get Genova back, I guess.
Yeah, apparently she had remnants of like her cells or her head or something that was left over in the cave where they fought Sephiroth.
They kept trying to find Genova.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, because doesn't that the geostigma? Wouldn't that mean Genova's inside everybody? I don't know. They did a bunch of dumb bullshit like summon a bunch of dogs to fight Cloud.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cloud. He's a UPS man now.
Yeah, UPS
basically.
man.
He starts his own delivery service because he got a cool motorcycle somewhere down the line and a bunch of swords.
Yeah, well, did he go back and get the one in Final Fantasy VII? Did he go back on the bridge and just recover that motorcycle?
No, it's a different one because this one holds swords. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Maybe he modified it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where he got it. Maybe he won it in a contest.
Yeah, maybe he makes good money being a UPS man.
I mean, he had all that practice running chocobos or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
I don't know.
Playing motorcycle games at the Golden Saucer or something.
Why couldn't he just use the airship? Wouldn't be faster. I don't know. And then Tifa has her own bar now again.
Yeah, but now...
And she adopted Denzel or something.
Yeah.
There was some little kid that Marlene's friends with. Oh, yeah, Marlene's back.
Yeah, there you go.
That's cool. She was a character.
Yeah,
it's cool to have her, back, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. But pretty much the geostigma, as since Genova and Sephiroth, they have corrupted the live stream. Now, all these kids are getting sick, really sick.
Not just kids, everybody.
It's everybody, but it affects children mostly.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm trying to remember why I read about this, but
because Genova's a pedophile.
No, there was a reason for it. It's something about their immune systems aren't as built up or something like that.
No, they didn't get those vaccinations. Genova.
But yeah, it affects everybody, but apparently mostly children from what I've read.
And what does it do exactly? What does geostigma do? It gives them weird scars or something.
Yeah.
And what else? Does it kill them?
Yeah, eventually.
Is it like cancer or something?
I believe so. Because there's no cure. And they eventually.
Does it like cause them a lot of pain? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't really know all the details on that, but
everyone's sick, I guess.
Cloud has it too.
Yeah, sure. Does everybody have it, or only some people have it?
Some people. Apparently, you can tell because I remember at the beginning of the scene, the kids are like laying there sick, and people are just walking by them like, "I don't want to touch you. I don't want to get sick." It's how people were treating them. Apparently, at the
cool.
Beginning of the movie.
Awesome.
So yeah, people are assholes.
They should have talked more about that instead of dogs fighting them or whatever.
I love how they did the intro where it showed them in CG with all their old outfits, and it showed them like jumping into action, like explaining what happened in the movie in the game.
I heard they added stuff to that in Children and Complete, like they forgot to put case sits in it or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, that was cool actually. Seeing their updated versions of their old costumes.
Yeah, that was.
That's another thing. Like Advent Children had redesigns for all the characters.
Exactly.
They gave Barrett cornrows.
Yep.
He also has a functioning robot arm now that transforms into a gun or something. Yep. That would have been useful to have earlier.
Definitely.
Tifa looks. I don't know.
Well, there's that.
I don't know if it's an improvement or not. I can't say.
Well, they definitely toned down the sexuality. I think.
Yeah, her boobs are a lot smaller, which is fine. But
they gave her a look that I felt was more mature, though.
She looks just so weird. She looks like a cosplayer.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
I guess it's just Japan.
She had the big Disney shoes, though, going for her.
Did she?
I felt like she did, because she had those big black
She had like a cape on her butt.
Yeah, cape on her butt. There you go.
Sure.
She had the midriff going, so got a little bit going.
Whatever, it's cool. Whatever, it's fine, I guess.
But, I thought she had a cool redesign. Vincent didn't change at all.
He sucks, that's why.
He's like, he's still Vampire Man, so
that's
whatever.
Stupid. Why is he dressed like that still?
You figured he would move on, right?
Yeah, man. He used to be a Turk. Put on a suit, man.
He's living in society now. He's been saved from his coffin. Come on, man.
He has a cell phone now. Oh, that's another thing about Advent Children. Lots of cell phones.
Lots of cell phones and ringtones which I have because.
I guess it sort of makes sense because I guess you could the PHS from the original game was basically a cell phone.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess they had cell phones in 7 also.
Let's see. I think they redesigned Reeves. If I'm not mistaken, would he ever show up in that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember Case's character Reeves very much.
I know he shows up in Dirge Cerberus.
Yeah, he's in Dirge Cerberus. We'll talk about that later, though. Good lord.
Here's another thing. Fucking Rufus is still alive.
Yes.
Why is he still alive? That pissed me off so much.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like, and even if he was alive, I'd be okay with it if he was like completely scarred and mutated or something.
Well, yeah, he had a hood on.
He had a hood on, and he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But when the reveal comes later, he looks fine.
Swerve, he didn't need a wheelchair all along.
Yeah,
he just made it all up.
Like, what the hell?
It's so stupid.
Like, why is he, like, perfectly fine?
He freaking exploded. The weapon guy shot him with a laser beam, and his office exploded. And he should be, like, battle scarred or whatever.
His desk could have been made of something fantastic, and he dived under it before.
Man, they cast Curaga on him. He's fine.
Curaga, okay, Life 2, something.
Yeah. Unlike, Cloud in the party, the Turks are like, hey, we could just use our magic to heal him.
Yeah.
So
totally.
There you go, done. They fixed him, but they put him in a wheelchair anyway because why not? He wanted to trick everybody.
I have mixed opinions on the redesign. Well, maybe not redesign, but updated versions of the Turks.
Yeah. It was different. I don't remember everything.
Well, for one thing, like Reno specifically, they gave him so much more characters.
Oh, you mean like their character?
Well, not just that, but
personality-wise.
But just like the way their casualness of their outfits was just like waved out, the ponytail, the big spiky hair, the cool shades, sticking his tongue out, trying to be a funny guy. I'm like, it just didn't have the same images I got from when I played the game.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is true, accurate or not, but I heard in the Japanese translation, in the Japanese version, he was a little less serious. I don't know if that's true or not. I could be making that up too.
Yeah.
But Well, that was weird to me too. That he became comic relief. Him and Rude, but Rude, he's always been kind of silent.
He was always kind of silent. Which I think my favorite scene from the game, going back to the original Final Fantasy VII, was when you sneak up on them, having a conversation about which girl they like the best. Yeah. And
there were comedic moments.
Yeah, they had their moments. Yeah. But the thing is I felt like they kind of overdid it, because they're supposed to be these badasses, right? Like in one scene in Advent Children, where Cloud is going to speak, I think it was with Rufus or somebody, I can't remember. Yeah. But Reno's behind him, and he just closes the door on him, and Reno's like, "Hey man, what's the deal?" You know?
Yeah, like, I can see that being a little
weird. And then towards the end, where there's those crazy explosions, and they go flying, and I'm like, I don't know, they were cool, but I don't know, the expectations I had from them being as badass kind of was like, okay, these guys are comic relief. I don't know about this.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah,
it was entertaining, but
it was entertaining.
It is pretty a drastic change from how they were presented in Final Fantasy VII.
I was waiting for Reno to cast like a prison on like the dodging
pyramid,
and they have to break out.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh no, I don't know how to get out of this. I guess we lose."
That's all they had to do.
Yeah, just use a stupid pyramid.
Put Sephiroth in the pyramid. It's over. Why'd they do that?
Yeah. God damn. That's how dumb Reno is.
Seriously, man.
Another thing that pissed me off about their change in their character is Rufus, right?
Yeah.
He was like a huge jerk asshole in 7, right?
Yeah.
He said he like a quote from him is like, "I want to conquer people through fear."
Yeah. He's like, "I'm not like my father."
And now he's all like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna build a city and people are gonna like me now."
Yeah, I want to save the planet.
Yeah, I'm so cool. Everyone loves me. I'm in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I actually didn't like how he apologized for what he did. Yeah. I was like, you don't really seem like that guy who would apologize.
Yeah, well, maybe, nearly exploding to death.
Whoa, yeah.
Changed it. Maybe it wasn't actually him. Maybe he did die, and so there was an imposter that took over.
So it's like Robo Rufus or something?
Like just some random guy said, "Hey guys, I'm Rufus." "Oh, hey, I thought you died." "No, it's cool." Huh?
Yeah, well, it's like Kay said, they make more than him, so whatever.
So maybe someone just took over his identity.
Sure.
It was the ultimate... Oh, that's spoilers for Danganronpa.
Yeah.
But, what was it talking about?
Like, him in disguise or whatnot, or someone else taking over.
Okay, sure. But, what was I... So, yeah, Rufus... He became a good guy, I guess.
Yeah, supposedly.
That's dumb.
Didn't he wasn't Rude with him by his side all the time?
I don't remember.
He always had someone by his side, I remember.
I mean, him and Reno were hanging out with him when Cloud went to talk to him.
Yeah. But the one character we haven't really talked about, like, really changing was Cloud himself.
Oh, God.
I guess we probably need to get this out of the way.
Cloud in Advent Children is the Cloud that everyone thinks of now.
Yeah, I would say so. Of course, let's talk about the small details before we get to the big things.
Okay, go for it.
Of course, there's the redesign of his outfit. I didn't really like it.
It's like a lion with like a ring in its mouth.
The lion, the symbol was cool, but what made him decide to go with the lion? Where did he get this? And the thing is, I think Final Fantasy VIII, when I think damn lion, I'm like, why is Cloud having this?
He knows. He's like, oh man, I had this dream that I was a guy named Squall. And maybe I'm a lion. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him a redesign with the weird one-arm sleeve thing, and very anime, whatever.
Yeah.
And, of course he's got his awesome new bike.
I like how they kind of made sense of his wacky hair.
Oh,
that's the one part of the redesign I enjoy, is that it made his spiky hair a little more realistic.
Yeah, it makes me think of that style when I play the games now a little bit, because in the game, that one giant just spike that looks like it could poke you to death, which there's tons of memes and stuff.
It's really interesting how they were able to adapt his character design to a little more realistic style. That's cool.
That's neat, but then comes the personality change.
His changing personality. Where the term when this came out, this is a time when us children and teenagers would overuse the term emo.
Yeah.
So everyone would describe Cloud as emo.
Yeah.
Because he's super depressed all the time. Because Aerith died and because of Zack's sacrifice or some bullshit.
Well, that and with all the geostigma going on and everything, he feels hopeless. He feels like it's his fault, and which he just wants to do something. Which a lot of people bash him about being the emo and all this other stuff. But I mean, at the same time, I understand. I get it. 'Cause there was a lot going on. And if it was you in his shoes and you felt like the hero.
Dude, if I was Cloud, oh man, I'd be doing lots of cool shit.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be depressed.
But he had geostigma himself, too.
Yeah, but
and
his children. Kuraga.
Yeah.
Cast Isuna, I'm fine. No,
but the thing, okay, like I said, but I didn't get to finish my point. Is I do get why why he feels that way. I would be upset these things are happening. But the thing about the old Cloud from the original game, it just contradicts his go attitude. Like he's like let's figure this out. Let's get this done. Even when Aerith died, he was sorrowful for a little bit, but. He was like, no, guys, I'm going to rally you guys. We're going to go after Sephiroth. We're going to finish this.
Yes, here's the big thing that makes Adventures on Cloud a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Because in FF7, he got over all that shit.
Yeah.
His character arc was finished. He was like, oh, man, I'm so depressed because everyone's dead and I'm not really who I think I am. But thanks to Tifa, he finally was able to get over that shit. And yeah, he was still a little mopey around the end of FF7.
Yeah.
But he was like, you know what, dudes? Let's just go do it. It's cool. Let's mosey.
Yeah, let's mosey.
But then he went back to all being super depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
So that ruins his character development from FF7 originally. Because he's back to being all sad because he has a disease, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. It's like, if he never had that change in 7, I would see why he still needs to grow to get out of that, like a continuation from the game. But he already had, like you just said. So it's kind of like... He retracted everything that we loved about him being like a badass, pretty much.
And for some reason, he's all sad about Zack again, I guess. Yeah. That's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, especially since this is taking place 2 years later. Yeah. It's just like, man...
Get over it. They've been dead for a long time. Jesus Christ.
Like, there's a time and place, man. Also, it's the relationship with him and Tifa seems kind of odd, too.
What do you mean, the rush? What does that mean?
Well, the relationship they have. Like,
why is that weird? They have sex in 7.
Well, I mean, she's all like trying to coach him, like, dilly dally shilly shally. That whole
I don't understand any of that.
That part where she tries to coach him into getting better, like, what does that even mean? Dilly dally shilly shally.
It's about bees, the sound bees make. I don't know. Zoodoo zoodoo zoodoo, whatever.
But
Gamer bee.
I'm sure Tifa was like at her wits' end with him, trying to coach him into getting better, because she had a good attitude about things.
Sure.
She was just like, hey, you don't need to be like this, man. Yeah. Get out there and do things.
Yeah, we have kids now.
Yeah.
We basically adopted Marlene and Denzel.
Pretty much.
Because Barrett's out there looking for oil or something.
Was that what was going on with him?
They were looking for alternate because they can't use Mako anymore.
That's right.
Or Mako, whatever it's called.
So was he leading that? So is he still Avalanche?
No, he's looking for alternate sources of energy.
Okay.
Like at the beginning, he's like, "Yo, Cloud, I found a bunch of oil. Shit, that's
awesome." Right. Like when the cell phone falls into the water, they're all talking to him. Was that like a bunch of messages going?
I don't remember. I think it was. I haven't seen this movie in a while.
I'm pretty sure. Yes. The other characters that really didn't change was, which I'm glad, really, honestly, was Sid.
He was barely in the movie.
Which I was sad because Sid was one of my favorite characters. Yeah. And there's no mention of Shara or what happened with him and his relationship with her. Was he still abusive?
I think the assumption is they got married.
Yeah. Did he go into space anymore? Like,
sure.
What's the deal with that?
He got a new airship, I guess.
Yeah,
Didn't he name it after Shara? I don't remember.
I think he did actually. And of course the only change they did to Yuffie was just exaggerate even more how much she likes materia, because she constantly had damn materia in her hand.
Yeah. She had like a Hawaiian shirt or something.
Yeah, now she has. Well, yeah, she eventually got a Hawaiian shirt or whatever, which is okay. But we'll talk about that when we get to Dirge of Cerberus.
Well, Red 13, he barely did anything.
I am so sad about that because he wasn't exactly my favorite character, but
he's kind of a big deal considering he's like the only survivor apparently at the end of the whole story.
I still think he deserved to show his maturity because technically in the game he was still a child, based on Bugenhagen, what he said. Yeah. But it's like, how much has he matured? How much more abilities does he have? Isn't he cool? More moves? Lunatic High 2? Like, I remember that move.
He learned cool shit, like had an attack with his hair combs or whatever.
So his attack, I want to know how they're going to change that in the game. Cause he just does like a backflip in front of the enemy and they just somehow get hit.
No, they're so impressed with it, they're so scared.
Yeah, exactly.
And like fucking Kate Shi, whatever the hell's name is.
Kenshi from Mortal Kombat,
Kenshi, he's all like, hey man, So he's riding on back of Red 13 now because they don't want to put the Moogle in there because it would be too weird or something.
Well, why is he still a mechanical cat, though? That's what I don't
Because
get.
Reeve is busy doing something.
But yeah, he has time to be the hero that saves the world by a little mechanical cat.
Maybe he wrote an AI for it or something. I don't know.
In that scene in Having Children, there's a scene where Kadaj summons Bahamut.
Sure.
The summon.
Right.
And there's a scene where everybody somehow randomly comes to assist Cloud out of freaking nowhere.
This is their GPS, man.
And
he texts them, it's like, hey, they use Find My Friend on their iPhones.
But that was the craziest part of that movie, which got me hyped. That was the high part where...
They all jump really high?
Where they just all somehow can jump super fucking Superman high.
Hey, man. That's how it works now. This is like the beginning of the whole flying through the air, Dragon Ball Z style fighting.
Well, that part was cool, but what bothered me about it, in 7, they're super powerful because, they get all this materia and stuff like that. Uh-huh. But these seem like normal people for the most part. It's Cloud, right? Maybe Tifa because she's a martial artist, but mainly Cloud. He's like super powered man, with the Mako and all that.
Sure.
How the hell, besides Vincent maybe, are they doing this?
Because they're materia. They found a new materia.
If everybody could do this, why is all the regular people not jumping up in the air attacking Bahamut? And if anybody can use materia, why isn't like everybody joining forces, throwing materia in their arms and jumping up here?
Because they didn't spend 70 hours leveling up their materia.
Does level ups even count in the movie?
Yeah, man. Because they equip it.
Well, if that was real life, I'd want to do that.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, I remember everybody coasting Cloud up. Tifa, Sid gets his spear and pushes him up.
Yeah.
Barrett, everybody. But I don't remember Kesa doing anything. Does he even help him?
He can't do anything.
That's what I'm saying.
He's on the back of Red 13.
He's the only one that didn't help Cloud up. But
he did it in spirit.
But I thought it was fun.
He cast the buffs on him or something. I don't know. Cast Tarakaja. Whatever.
But I do like how useless Yuffie's boomerang thing was. It bounced off the helmet.
Did that do any actual damage?
Yeah, it's like 0 HP. And I felt so bad for Barrett because you only get like a scene of him shooting at the Bahamut while it's going by. Like, did he even hit him? Like, I don't even know. Yeah. The only one that got a real good hit that I remember next to Cloud was Sid. I remember he did like the Dragoon dive, and stabbed him. That was pretty cool.
All this stuff is the problem because in FF7, when you're fighting people, it's turn-based stuff.
Yeah,
and it's all like very abstracted about how they're actually fighting each other. Obviously, they're not waiting for each other's turn to actually fight each other. So they have to make it interesting. And when you're fighting a giant thing, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna have these little people do to actually damage this giant creature?
But see, this is what we need to talk about when we get to talking about the changes to the game. It kind of, if it's going to be more realistic looking, obviously I think it's
going to have Dragon Ball Z fights. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's how 13, when they have these, when they started moving towards these, when Square started moving towards these more real-time action-oriented battle systems, they became Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. Like lightning is fucking trolling through the air, freaking launching Bahamut into the sky, and
they're
doing juggle combos on them.
Yeah, and in Final Fantasy 15, you know, it's just they're all over the place with the Noctis' sword and stuff.
That's just how they do it now.
That's just how it is.
They're all Dragon Ball Z characters.
But we'll get into that later. But the thing that I thought was interesting when I watched that movie though is now when I go back and play the game, I picture how materia is equipped now. Because it was so weird to me that they were like sinking materia into their arm, it just absorbs into their body. I'm like, wait,
that doesn't make any sense. Because it's supposed to go in the weapon.
That's what I was thinking. I thought there was slots on their weapons. They just stuck it in, and it gave the weapon and armor.
Again, it's just a way to.
So is that? I guess that's canon how it's done now.
I don't know
how it was in the game.
They eat it.
Yeah, pretty much.
They put it in there. It's a suppository.
Poop out Mako. Whatever.
It's magic. It doesn't have to make sense. It's literally magic.
That's one thing about the story that I still found was very confusing. Apparently, magic comes from the ancients, and
it's the knowledge. The materia contains the knowledge of the ancients.
But from what I gather, the ancients they traveled in other planets and stuff like that. So,
it's spirit energy. They probably just know how to equip the materia by putting it in your butt or whatever, and then you know how to cast lightning.
Yeah, there you go. Lightning returns.
Yeah, lightning returns. And,
there you go. And so, you get your summons and all that stuff this way. Added effect.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why don't they just summon something else to fight Bahamut?
I know, right?
Just summon all 3 Bahamuts that they've... Oh, yeah, summon
Knights of the Round. And then that movie's like 3 hours long.
That would be cool, actually, if they did that. That'd be a cool call.
That would be neat.
But, that's all the problem that comes from it being a video game.
Yeah. But it was still cool. That's what people wanted, though. People wanted these epic fights. They wanted to see...
That's the best part of the movie, honestly, are the fight scenes.
Well, yeah, the action is actually top notch.
Because the story is nonsense.
Oh, yeah. And it's not even the end of the story, let me tell you. Wait until we get to the rest.
Let's talk about Sephiroth now.
Yeah, sure. Let's get Sephiroth.
Because, everyone's expecting him to show up, right?
Well, right.
Because it's FF7, and it's a big movie. Sephiroth's going to show up.
Of course.
And he shows up in a really dumb way.
Mm-hmm.
But so... They're trying to find the remnants of Sephiroth are trying to find Jenova, and for some reason, Yazoo and Laz think it's inside of a statue.
Yeah, that's right.
And they get a bunch of kids to surround. They kidnap a bunch of kids or something.
Yeah, because apparently
I don't remember why
they have Jenova cells. They're part of the reunion. Remember?
So how's that going to help them find Jenova?
Oh God! Well, it's just like in the game. I guess like when reunion happens, like they all come to where Genova's calling them. I guess so.
Then they go to a statue. Let's knock down the statue because they put Jenova in here. But no, it's a swerve. Genova's actually in a little box that Rufus has under his pants or whatever.
Yep.
And so I guess that it's just a piece of Jenova or something.
Yeah, it's. All I know is when they it gets shot or broken open, it's like a bunch of goo.
It's Genova's butt.
Yeah, it's their butt juice or something. I don't know.
It's just their butt cheeks.
Sure.
Anyway, so then Kadar gets it, and he's all like, "Yo, dog, I'm gonna put it in my stomach or whatever. I'm gonna eat it.
I'm gonna eat this.
I'm gonna absorb it into my chest." And then he becomes Sephiroth because why?
Well, apparently, from what I've read, that Sephiroth is controlling him from the live stream.
What?
Yeah, like...
I thought we killed him.
Well, apparently his consciousness still exists.
What about Mike, everyone else's... What about Jessie's consciousness? How come she didn't control them? She's dead. She's in the live stream.
Yeah.
What about Biggs and Wedge? How come... Where's the remnants of Biggs?
Well, maybe they're happy in their afterlife. Sephiroth is just still bitter, I guess.
I actually heard they made a novel about Aerith in the live stream, and they talked to the dead people, like Wedge and Jesse or whatever.
I've heard about this novel.
Whatever, who cares?
I've read it, but...
And then Wedge kicks a blitz ball and his head explodes or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Perfect.
So he turns into Sephiroth, and they have this cool fight scene, sort of, that's sort of cool, I guess.
Yeah,
It's more Dragon Ball Z shit where they just fly around into they're in an abandoned city or something.
Yeah, it's just Cloud and Sephiroth at this point.
It's basically Goku versus Superman.
Yeah.
And they fly, and they fight each other with swords. I don't know. Sephiroth's cool. I like him. He had a cool redesign.
Yeah.
He was feminine, yet still kind of badass.
Yeah.
He looked like a cat, kind of.
Well, I know. I watched it in Japanese originally.
Yeah, most people
and when I went back and watched it in English. Yeah, exactly. He says Crowdo. But when I went back and watched it in English, I really thought the voice actor for Sephiroth was actually pretty good.
It is good.
I heard Sephiroth's voice in that voice.
George Newbern, who previously voiced Superman in Justice League, it's basically his Sephiroth's English voice, and it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah, it's
because
really
it
good.
sounds like Superman, but an evil Superman. And that's basically what Sephiroth is, and it's pretty cool. His English voice is really good.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Cloud's English voice, whatever.
Yeah, his is... Yeah.
He sounds like a dork, but Cloud's kind of a dork, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But Sephiroth's all like, yo, I'm gonna cut you with my sword, and we have a remix of One Wing Angel.
Yeah, like guitar-driven.
And they're flying around Dragon Ball Z style, and Cloud cheats at the end by taking out 1,000,000 swords.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Sephiroth, I believe, stabs him again. That was like a callback to...
They changed it in Avenger Children Complete.
Did they?
They do other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's less cool in Complete. I think the original fight scene is better. But yeah, he stabs him just like in
the game. So.
Yeah, and then when they were in the Mako reactor in Nibelheim, and it's all like, "Yo, you got stabbed, Cloud. Get work, son." And Cloud activates his Omni-Slash version 2.0 or something. And he cheats by making a bunch of swords come out. And I guess Sephiroth's, you have more than one sword? Oh no, that's my weakness. And he takes out a bunch of swords and stabs them a bunch, and then that kills Sephiroth somehow.
Yeah, but it's not over because Cloud's like, the end. And then he gets shot in the back. The end.
Wait, that's...
Yeah.
Oh, right, because Yasu shoots him. After... Okay. Here's one thing that pisses me off about Sephiroth. Mm-hmm. His one wing is a literal one wing. He literally has one angel wing. Why? Yeah. Why does he have that? That's stupid.
It is weird.
I always thought that was like some kind of metaphorical thing, the one winged angel. The whole thing, like Jenova, they thought Jenova was an ancient, and the ancients, etc., thought Jenova was cool and all, but no, she was actually like a monster.
Yeah.
So the whole one-winged angel thing is like a metaphor for, she's not actually cool, she sucks, she's the devil.
Yeah.
But then they give him a literal wing with feathers. I'm like, that's stupid.
Well, I know the final battle in 7, he has just one giant Pegasus-looking one.
Yeah, but again, I fixed that like a metaphorical thing.
Yeah.
Because they end up fighting him in the crater, and they're in the sky. It's video game.
Yeah, video game.
And they go inside his brain, and I don't know. He don't have a shirt on.
Sure.
Whatever. And so I think that's dumb that they... But anyway, after Cloud beats Sephiroth, he turns back into Kadaj because I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess the cell's desperate,
Yazoo
died
shoots
off.
him. He's like, hey man, we wanted to be with Sephiroth too. That's not fair.
Yeah.
And then they disintegrate because Aerith's like, hey dog, stop being bitch. And then Kadaj's like, oh, you're my mom, right? Aerith's like, sure, whatever. Sure, you can keep thinking that.
Yeah, sure.
And then they all disintegrate or whatever, right?
Yeah, they just kind of die off at that point.
And then there's have a fountain party at the church because it turns out, there's some healing water here all along.
Yay, and everybody's magically healed, and Cloud looks back and sees like Aerith and then Aerith and Zack's like ghost or whatever going, what's up, man? Yeah. Good job, yo.
Good job. It took you long enough to find that stupid fountain, bitch.
Yo, and then Cloud goes back to being a delivery man, puts on the shades, and
then Dirge of Cerberus happens.
Dirge of Cerberus happens. But guess what?
What?
Something before Dirge of Cerberus.
Before Crisis.
After
Crisis.
After Crisis.
Before Dirge Cerberus.
Yeah.
After Advent Children.
Let's save the best for last.
Is there anything else we want to talk about Advent Children? It's stupid.
It's really dumb. Like, okay, to me, it's cool, but I thought it was unnecessary.
It definitely
don't get me wrong, it looked great.
It did more damage to FF7 than anything else.
Well, it felt like they had to go back and fix things because of this, almost,
I wish they thought that. I don't think they think that.
They probably didn't.
They're gonna fix it with the remake and making Cloud super emo. Well, he is emo in the game, but they're gonna probably... I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
But this is the standard for the appearances of these characters.
Yeah.
This is them making, because before they were little Popeye Lego people.
Yeah, Popeye Lego people.
Pretty much. And this is them looking like real people now, sort of.
Yeah.
And that's cool, I guess. And there was a recent interview with Nomura where he said that we're going to use Advent Children as like the standard for the visuals of the remake or whatever, which is fine. I mean, hopefully they go back to the classic costumes and not Advent Children costumes.
Right.
That'd be weird.
I think there's going to be alternate costumes and stuff, though, probably.
DLC costumes, man.
Yeah, Barrett's going to... Hey, as long as Barrett has his, like, sailor
Agent
outfit,
47 costumes for everybody. Wei Shen, whatever the fuck his name, I forgot his name.
I'm sure Tifa will get a Lara Croft one or something.
Man.
Why not?
But, yeah, so that's the best part about Advent Children is the graphics.
Yep, and the action's cool, but yeah. Getting to see everybody updated, it's cool.
And at least they didn't have Genesis.
Maybe not now.
So let's get to Genesis.
Yeah,
let's get to Crisis Core.
Let's get to this. Okay, so...
Hold on, let me pause this real quick
and save
absolutely. It in case we lose any of this stuff. Be right back with Gact. And we're back.
Yay.
With FF7 bullshit cast. Crisis Core.
Crisis Core.
Right? That's the next thing on the timeline. Hold on, let me check my timeline. Wait a minute. Dirge of Cerberus came out first. Crisis Core came after Dirge Cerberus.
Yeah, but I think it's probably important.
Fine,
to talk
whatever.
About,
we'll talk about Crisis Core.
I think it's important to talk about Crisis Core first.
I actually played Crisis Core.
Okay, so this is something that we probably should.
I don't really remember. I don't remember much about it.
I played it one time,
Me
and
too.
I felt that's all I needed. So I mean, maybe I should go back and play it, but
no, that's okay. You can't play it on a Vita, so it's not worth playing.
Yeah, that's bullshit. But to its credit, out of the playable games, the 4 technically if you count the cell phone game, this is probably one of the better, I think, playable video games out of all of them. Yeah. I do see them implementing some of the battle systems possibly, or some of it to the new game remake or whatever. But storyline is what we're going to concentrate on for now.
Sure.
And this is what happens before the actual Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. This is the lead up to it. This is
Zack's story.
This is Zack's story.
Zack Fair.
And as everybody knows, probably by now, Fair. It's trash. Everything that Cloud was thinking was happening was through Zack's eyes. This is what was happening to Zack.
Zack's a huge dork too, it turns out.
Yep. But I actually like Zack. I didn't think he was a bad character. He was decent.
There's nothing offensive about Zack.
Yeah.
Basically, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Crisis Core does less damage to the series, with the exception of stuff like Genesis, than Advent Children.
We'll get to that, but yeah. Pretty much what the deal is Zack actually is, I believe, a second-class soldier when the story starts.
I don't remember. Sure. I don't know.
But he's
on a train.
He's on a train when
he's going to Wutai.
Wutai. This is
during the Wutai War.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Wutai was in a war with Shinra, I believe.
Sure.
And, but yeah, he's part of the group trying to maintain everything.
And a cool remix of the intro music from FF7.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how it's like a throwback to 7.
It's coming to like
how 7 started, like with the train thing.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool how they went back to that.
Yeah, it was neat. And that Yuffie shows up for some reason. I don't know.
Yep, which he'll be more prominent when we talk about Dirge Cerberus, so we'll save that.
That was a dumb cameo. Score. Okay, so Zack's cool soldier man, and he doesn't have the Buster Sword.
No, he doesn't.
That's weird. Because I thought the Buster Sword was Zack's. Guess what? We have a new character that wasn't mentioned at all in FF7.
Nope.
And his name is John Cena. No.
That's why we couldn't see him. That would be hella That's why cool. We can't see him.
That would be cool if John Cena was actually in that game. That'd be way better. Anyway, Angeal.
Yep.
God damn
it. So Angeal is pretty much Zack's mentor.
Yeah.
He has close ties to Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Sephiroth and Angeal are pretty much both rivals and experiments.
We don't know that part yet.
Don't know that part at this point. But, Zack looks up to Angeal, and Angeal works with Sephiroth. So this is how all the characters get connected.
Now he has the Buster Sword. It's his sword.
Yes, Angeal has the Buster Sword.
Stupid. Jack has some other dumb sword. Who cares?
Yeah. But there's another character that's among the group.
Yes, the 3 Musketeers.
Yep. And that would be Genesis.
Gacked.
Or Gacked. The singer from
Nickelodeon Gack. So yeah, we got 3 dudes, the 3 Musketeers. Sephiroth, turns out he had friends.
Yep. He sure did.
And they're just like him.
Yep.
Angeal, Gacked, and Sephiroth are best buds, and they all have similar power levels or whatever. And they're all first-class soldiers, and this ruins Sephiroth's character a ton. Because originally Sephiroth was all this super cool, powerful dude that everyone wanted to be, right?
Right, looked up to him pretty much.
Like, because, Tifa and Cloud are on the water tower, and, Cloud's like, I want to be just like Sephiroth. And Tifa's like, oh, the great Sephiroth. But now it's like, I want to be just like Sephiroth. And Tifa's like, you sure? You don't want to be like Genesis or Angeal? Those guys are cool, too.
Yeah, they're pretty tough.
Because there's a fan club for Angeal and Genesis.
Yeah.
But it's stupid because Sephiroth's supposed to be special.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the Superman, the cool guy. Mm-hmm. But no, these other 2 guys are just like him too.
Yep.
and they're all hanging out, being best buds. Like, yeah, man. I mean, it's cool seeing Sephiroth not be evil.
Yeah.
But they could have shown that a lot better. They do show that a lot without him interacting with Angeal and Genesis. Like, there's a part where he's talking to Zack. He's like, "Yo, man, it's cool. you do your thing. I'll take care of this shit. Zack, you go hang out with your buds or whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
You take some time off."
He was a cool guy. This is why everybody liked him, man. He was chill.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't super chill, but he was chiller than you might have thought, which is cool. But fucking Angeal and Genesis ruin all that because there are other characters just like him too.
Yes.
And Angeal is able to be cooler.
Yeah.
Because he's able to not be insane. Right?
Yeah.
So Angie... Oh, God, so dumb. So dumb. Ruins Sephiroth.
Well, the thing about, the whole concept of the story is based around, really, to me, is Genesis. Because he bases everything on the Loveless play.
God damn that motherfucker. He's like Marie before Marie was a thing.
Yeah, I guess I see that.
Poetry from a dumbass play, which is barely a thing in FF7. It was a poster in FF7.
Yeah, and they're basing the storyline in this game with Genesis.
I mean, there was a part where Sid talks about seeing Loveless in FF7.
Yeah, but it's very, under the rug. Like, you didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Genesis is such a dork. Such a nerd about this dumbass play, and it makes him seem stupid as hell. Which he is stupid as hell. But not for the right reasons.
Yeah, I mean...
He annoys the shit out of everyone with his constant... quote. It's not even self-aware that this guy's such a dork. It's trying to make him look cool and deep.
Yeah,
because he recites this dumbass play over and over again.
He has a thing for the goddess of this play.
I don't even remember what the play was about.
Well, I mean, he admired the goddess, and this is why he quoted
that play
it.
Was? He had a hot girl on the cover.
Yeah,
which apparently was some reference to a real band's music album or something.
Yeah.
But now there's a goddess, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It became what did you think Loveless was when you played FF7 for the first time?
Oh, the original game?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I thought it was actually a play also.
It seemed like some sort of to me it was because of the way Midgar was presented as a really seedy city, really corrupt and stuff. I always thought of it as some really seedy movie. It's just some pulpy movie.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
It wasn't some kind of Shakespearean play.
Right.
It was let's go see Terminator Genesis, except it's called Loveless or something. Let's go see Pulp Fiction, but it's Loveless.
Okay, yeah. So
that's what I always thought.
You didn't think it was a sappy thing.
It wasn't some kind. Yeah, because Midgar. People in Midgar, I didn't expect them to be into this high class stuff.
Yeah. I
mean, I guess you heard Shinra listening to opera music or whatever, but there was posters advertising Loveless.
You wouldn't think the normal populace would want to go see something like this.
The city was dirty.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't expect them to be let's go watch Shakespeare plays.
Yeah, exactly. You figure they'd be too tired of this crap to even bother to see it, or not have the money, or whatever.
Maybe we just never saw the high class areas of. But they advertised Loveless in some shitty parts of town in Midgar in FF7. So I don't know. Maybe some dude just stole a Loveless wall scroll.
Sure.
And hung it up in his alley home or something.
I can see
That's
that.
where that came from. I don't know.
Toilet paper, maybe. I don't know.
The fact that Loveless plays such a big deal in this story is stupid.
Yes. Pretty much the concept, though, what leads up to all this is Zack ends up finding all these corrupt monsters with was it Angeal's face on it and stuff like that.
Is that what happened? I don't remember that.
Yeah, because I know a lot of the monsters start having their faces. He keeps.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And apparently they're degrading. Apparently.
Who are the monsters or Angeal?
Angeal and Genesis.
All right.
Apparently, because from what I remember, they're actually imperfect
copies of Sephiroth.
Or the Genova.
You don't find that out until way later, though, right?
Yeah, you don't find that out until way later. So pretty much, Genesis is just going crazy now. He's pretty much with Sephiroth before Sephiroth in his own way.
Yeah, he's jealous of Sephiroth because Sephiroth's too cool for plays or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and you actually go through missions because the way the story works out, you go on these missions that they hand Zack, right? Yeah. And I believe a lot of times Sephiroth's the one that takes you on these missions.
Really? I don't remember
a few of the missions anyway.
Honestly, I don't remember any of this.
But they end up sending Zack along his way and doing it.
Yeah.
But after all these monsters and all this other stuff starts happening, you eventually end up confronting Angeal, and he's the bad guy.
Give me that Crisis Core book.
Yeah, he turns into one of the bad guys.
Really?
You end up having to fight. You actually have to fight him in like a boss battle, from what I remember.
Cool.
And whenever you beat him and Angeal passes away, that's when he gives you his sword.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's how
this shitty sword with lowest stats in the game, pretty much, in FF7, and only has 2 materia slots. Thanks, Angeal.
Yeah, exactly.
What a great sword.
Well, I guess in the whatever happened before the actual game, that was probably the highest stats at the time. You know, let's just go with that.
Such an outdated sword. Only 2 materia slots. Can't Soldier afford something better?
But yeah, pretty much, after you get his sword and everything, this is how you get the passing of the torch, as it's kind of called to the series here. But you end up fighting Genesis at the end, and it's just, I remember it being one of the most bullshit fights, because he is the last boss at the end.
Are we already talking about the end of this game? What about the other stuff? What about Cissnei?
Well, we don't, here's the thing about this game. It's like, a lot of this stuff feels like filler.
Well,
material.
What about, like, when
there's the relationship with Aerith and Zack. I mean, because he ends up going through missions through the slums.
Yeah.
And, the thing I do like about this game is it kind of shows a little bit more character with Aerith that I didn't really see.
Okay, explain this. Talk to me about this. Talk to me about the relationship between Aerith and Zack, because I don't really remember much about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know like all the details because it's been a while, but I don't know. She just was attracted to this guy because he did all these missions, and they just started going on these dates in between things. And
sure.
I remember she'd like follow you like to.
They do it.
They didn't do it. Oh. No, not that I know of. Anyway.
Oh, wait. She ages through the story. She's 16 to 22 throughout the story.
Yeah, because I do believe the story takes place over a bit of time.
I didn't know that. Wow, Cloud is 15 at the beginning of the story.
Yeah, and Cloud is just a soldier.
Dude, I'm older. I'm older than Sephiroth. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All these young kids.
Yeah, but Zack ends up having this relationship with Aerith, and the thing about Cissnei's in there. She's one of the Turks at the time, I believe.
Yeah, she is.
I can't remember really much of her role. I think she ends up just telling you.
Let's read it from the strategy guide.
Let's just read it here.
Cissnei is a young member of the Turks who was born and raised, where I spent most of my days, within the Shinra society. She was trained from a young age to become a Turk, and she takes her job very seriously. Cissnei enjoys the attention given to her by Zack, and for the first time in her life, she lets down her guard and allows emotion to have a say in her actions. What?
Okay.
What does that mean? Cissnei is secretly jealous of the attention Zack pays Aerith and has strong feelings for him. So are they trying to create some other love triangle here?
Okay, so there's more of that going on.
Dumb anime bullshit. Here's a quote from her. Wings symbolize freedom for those who have none. What? Shut the fuck up, Cissnei. You're stupid. I hate you.
I do remember her not being that important.
Here's some key moments. Cissnei and Zack meet for the first time in the streets of Sector 8. Forced to accompany Zack on vacation. I remember that part. God, that's stupid. Cissnei can't help but tease Zack about Aerith. Yeah. Cissnei doesn't usually like to use her shuriken, but never any less than that. What? She has a shuriken. She's 16.
Yeah.
Doesn't say how old she gets later.
Yeah, well, this is before Crisis.
Whatever. She's a Turk that's not one of the originals. I mean,
yeah, she was.
I default to hate her.
She's not even in the other ones, from what I remember.
She disappears in the game, and we don't know what happens.
Yeah, so that's kind of a weird plot.
She's a dumb character.
Yeah, kind of useless.
They added her for no reason. Maybe to make a shitty love triangle between Aerith, Zack, and Cissnei. She has a cool name, though. That's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a cool name. I like it.
Whatever, she sucks. I don't know. I guess like the whole thing with Aerith and Zack is they try and like emulate what Cloud and Aerith did originally when they first met to like, what do you call it? Mirror their relationship.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Cloud.
Sure, let's talk about Cloud. Why not?
Let's read the thing from the strategy guide.
Sure.
Cloud is the uncertain, soft-spoken infantryman, who is not part of Soldier, who desperately wants to join Soldier, but probably never will. Oh, that's sad. He befriends Zack by coincidence on a mission and has the good fortune to be taken under his wing. Cloud is clearly in over his head in Crisis Core and is more of a liability for Zack than he is an asset. So he sucks.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, Cloud reveres Zack and comes to value his friendship above all else. Aw, how kawaii. So yeah, here's some key moments. Cloud is just a Shinra infantryman when he meets Zack on an assignment. Cloud and Sephiroth meet for the first time. Zack makes the point of being there for Cloud just and...
Yeah, well, he had a cool little bandana.
He had a gun. That's cool.
A gun, so there you go.
Dude,
they should have given him a gun in the remake. And
they should just make him use a gun the entire time. That would piss so many people off.
Or they could do like a job class where he's an infantryman or something. Yeah. I don't know. That'd be
spoilers.
Well, yeah, it would be, but...
Maybe after he learns he's not Cloud, he just uses a gun from now on.
Hey, yeah, there you go. I'd be okay with that.
So Cloud's the youngster in this thing. Don't you meet him like very late in the game?
Yeah, it's very late into the game.
Yeah. So, and he's like a dork nerd. He sucks. He sucks.
Yeah, I just didn't really understand how him and Zack became that close of friends so suddenly. Because Zack is so strong and
he's okay. Is he like super shy in this?
Yeah, he doesn't really say a whole lot.
That's kind of weird because in FF7, when he was a kid, they talk about how he used to get in fights a lot.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't figure a shy kid would be getting into fights a lot. So it's kind of dumb that he's super shy.
His character has just changed so much through this.
Yeah, it's. I mean, maybe you could argue that it's because he hasn't become Zack yet, but
yeah,
I don't know.
He's probably timid.
Here's another thing about Zack, right?
Yeah.
So Cloud thinks he's Zack, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Zack is a nice guy.
Yeah.
And when Cloud thinks he's Zack, he's kind of an asshole. Why is that?
Yeah, he's pretty damn cocky, isn't he?
Is it just to make a difference between the two characters that Cloud is an asshole and Zack is a nice guy? Is that why? Because I'll figure like if he thought he was Zack, he would be just like Zack and be a nice dude. But no, Cloud's kind of asshole.
That's true. I guess the Mako really messed with his personality.
Perhaps, or like it would have been cool if Cloud was just an asshole from the very beginning.
Yeah, well, maybe he was. Maybe he was the one having the problems with the fights. I don't know.
But he was super shy. Like, oh, Zack Senpai noticed.
Zack Senpai.
It'd be cool if Cloud was like super jealous or something. Like, oh man, that fucking Zack guy. He gets to be cool superhero. I just have a gun. I'm a red shirt. Blah blah.
Well,
blah.
he ends up looking up to Zack at the end of it. So.
Well, yeah, because they become friends. But it would have been cool if like there was like some strife between them.
Oh.
You know, if there was some like because Zack's such a nice dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's nothing offensive about Zack, which kind of it's kind of a boring characteristic, honestly. But he's not that bad of a character. People like Zack. I don't think anyone really hates Zack.
Yeah, he was like the motivational guy. It's like he was like overcome the odds guy. He was like the John Cena.
That is a good point. Zack is John Cena.
He's the goody two-shoe that can just do anything, man.
Yeah.
He always wins.
So it would have been cool if Cloud was like...
Well, would you really like Cloud as much if he retained Zack's personality then, if you're saying that?
No.
Exactly.
But the fact is that he doesn't really seem like Cloud, how Cloud should be prior to getting Zack's personality. Because he doesn't really get Zack. He makes his own version of Zack's personality, which is an asshole.
Yeah. So it's like, what did you really think about me?
Yeah, so he should have been kind of an asshole before.
Yeah.
Instead of being Mr. Shy Man.
Well, I think in this game, it's like one of his first missions. It's real early. And I just think he feels inadequate. Like he wants to improve himself.
And that should be manifest in rage and anger, I would feel. And that would make more sense for his character.
Well, at the same time, he also admires Sephiroth, who was cool, calm, and collective. Maybe he was just trying to reflect on that.
That is a good point.
That
he likes Sephiroth.
He likes Sephiroth a little bit much.
But Sephiroth Senpai didn't notice him.
But I think it's funny how Sephiroth knows everybody admires him, but he just, in the game, he played it off like, whatever, let's do our mission. Like, he didn't care for his damn fan club or whatever.
Oh, right, he had a fan club too.
Yeah, I believe he did. So.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't give shit about a fan club either. Genesis probably loved it, man.
I'm sure he did.
All the girls trying to steal his underwear or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Did that happen? Or did I just make that up?
I think you made that up.
No.
Let's go with that.
I remember there's some being weird email in the game or something that talks about weird shit that the Genesis Fan Club does.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird concept. Like, the everything in that game was weird. The battle stuff of the roulette.
Oh, that was so stupid.
And how you level up with the roulette.
The roulette thing was dumb.
And all that. And it's just, that game was just random, it felt like, sometimes.
All right, let's talk about Genesis for real now.
Sure.
He sucks. Let's read it. It's okay, let's read his profile.
Let's read about him.
Genesis is the son of wealthy parents who grew up on a hill above the village of Bonora. Where the hell is that? Where's Bonora?
I don't remember.
He joined Soldier at an early age along with his friend Angeal. Genesis turns to the epic poem Loveless for his inspiration and guidance. What a nerd. Genesis probably collects Loveless wall scrolls.
Probably.
He devotes much of his spare time looking for hidden meanings within the poem. Oh god, what a nerd. And hypothesizing about its lost final act. Genesis goes missing from Soldier and is the subject of a great search for those refusing to believe the worst. Key moments. Genesis was the first to uncover what it truly means to be a member of Soldier. I don't know what that means. It's a picture of him with a wing. That's stupid. Genesis and Angeal would routinely simulate training battles with their friend Sephiroth.
Okay, hold the phone.
What?
I'm just now noticing how bad Nomura's designs are.
Why?
Look at all these belt buckles. Good lord.
You didn't realize that just now. Shut up. You always knew that. Why do they have a red sword? That's stupid.
Yeah, the red sword. It reminds me of the sheath in the Breathfire 3 character, but whatever.
Stupid looking. He's dumb. He's some pretty boy. He's too much of... He looks like a J-Rock star.
He really does.
Which he's modeled after one.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I hear is the reason why that Crisis Core will not come out on Vita, because they would have to re-license GAC stuff or something.
Oh, which is expensive, I'm sure.
I guess. GAC sucks, too.
Well...
Genesis sucks. Why does he suck? We already talked about how much dorky he is about Loveless.
I don't know. He just felt like a one-note character. I don't know.
They shove him into the story... And in a way, they make him more important than Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Especially in the later stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which I have my problems with, which we'll talk about when we get
also,
to the
his name, Genesis Rhapsodos. It sounds like a Sega console.
It really does. That's an interesting
name. Angeal's last name is Hewley. That's pretty funny.
Yep, Angeal Hewley.
That sounds dope. Sephiroth didn't even have a last name.
Yeah, it's just Sephiroth. Well, see, that I guess if that's not a giveaway, that he's something special.
Genesis is stupid. So why do you fight Genesis? Because he gets all... Okay, so this is the thing, right? So, like, Genesis becomes evil because, just like Sephiroth, he freaks out about being... Why does Genesis become a bad guy?
Well, I mean, it's been a while. We probably should have played it before we did this, but...
So I'm not going to play it again.
We'll play it again.
I can't play it on the Vita. I'm not going to play it.
I just think it's because he knew they were like I said, they were dying. Like they had that degradation thing going on, right?
So does that mean Angeal and Genesis found out they were experiments before Sephiroth did?
I believe so.
So Sephiroth didn't know he was an experiment until way later, right?
Yes.
Is Genesis still alive at the time this happens of Nibelheim, or is Genesis already dead?
At the time of Nibelheim, well, based on this game, he's supposedly dead.
Okay, so you kill Genesis before Nibelheim.
Yes.
Before Sephiroth goes crazy.
Yes.
So, again, I'm not remembering everything correctly, but from what it sounds like to me, this is another reason why Genesis sucks and why it takes away from Sephiroth. Because he has a breakdown just like Sephiroth, which weakens Sephiroth's breakdown, because his friend, this nerdy friend, suffered a similar thing before Sephiroth did. And that, again, makes Sephiroth's breakdown less special.
Yeah, exactly.
What a nerd.
Well, it's like he felt like he was incomplete, and like Loveless is what kept him going. This is why he worshipped the goddess. He's like this is the end all of all this.
He's an anime nerd that watches too much anime.
There you go, perfect.
And like there's something about Genesis copies or something. What is that all about?
Yeah, gosh. Sorry,
we're so misinformed about this.
Well, I mean, like I know it, but I have to go through the game and I'll be like, oh yeah, that. It's just so convoluted. When they went back to this game.
It's stupid.
Yeah, like.
I keep saying that over and over.
Well, that's why
again.
I kept saying you fight enemies with Angeal's face on it. It's the same thing with Genesis. They just have these like experiments because you talked to Professor Gast in this game, I believe.
Really.
Yeah, and
well, there's a guard scorpion in the game. Cool. Do you attack one of those tails up?
Yeah. I remember there being a mission where you had to fight with on the beach with an umbrella instead of your sword.
I saw a screenshot of that.
That was pretty cool.
It sounds like Kingdom Hearts.
And the actual super boss in this game is the goddess Minerva.
What?
Yeah.
Is that canon?
I don't know, but this thing that Genesis, this goddess, apparently you fight this thing.
That's okay. Whatever. I don't care.
I don't know. The battle system was weird to me.
Yeah, I don't remember much. I remember just you use the shoulder buttons to change something and then press X.
Yep, exactly.
And it says activating combat mode. I hated that. I hated that so much. It was so stupid. Activating combat mode.
Combat mode.
It's so stupid. So yeah, Genesis sucks because he goes crazy because he's a Sephiroth copycat, literally.
Yeah.
Only it happens before Sephiroth does all that stuff.
Yeah, and what I liked about the game, though, is about 3/4 through the game, you actually start getting into parts of what happened in Final Fantasy VII. The part where Sephiroth goes crazy happens towards the end of the game.
Yes, that's cool.
And you actually have a one-on-one fight with him and Zack.
Yeah.
And it goes over what happens with Cloud and everything. And I thought that was probably my favorite part of the game, when it's like, I'm back to Final Fantasy VII.
That is a very cool moment. It's like an MGS4 when you're suddenly back at Shadow Moses.
Yeah.
It's revisiting. That's why the remake is so exciting, because you're revisiting all this stuff you have so much nostalgia for.
Yeah.
So that was why. I agree. That was a really cool part of that game.
Yeah, that's when I felt like the game really shined. It's like, okay, this is where the game should have started.
Well, then it would end soon after that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If they do the remake, they should just add that part. And
actually, that would be very cool. Actually, if that'd be a really cool change if in the remake you start off playing as Zack.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, no, that would ruin it for people who had never played it.
Well, true.
that'd be hella spoilers.
Okay, I guess we should go ahead and talk about the ending. Besides after you defeat Genesis, right?
Yeah.
That was the other part of the game that got to me, which I thought was well done, which is the reason I'm glad they did this in the game. There's an extra cutscene in Final Fantasy VII, which a lot of people probably never even knew about or found, I bet you, anything. Where if you go back to the library area after you get to the end of the game, there's a cutscene that plays out.
Yep.
Where it shows what happened to Zack and Cloud.
After Sephiroth went crazy.
Apparently the Shinra had come in and they pretty much covered it up. They recreated the city it never burned down, and all that. And they started gathering people for experimentation.
And they captured Zack and
Cloud. And apparently they left the Chief alone because she was pretty much left for dead, they thought, or something from what I understand. Yeah. But anyway. So Zack and Cloud are being exposed to Mako and this generator thing, right?
Yeah.
But see, Zack's fine because
this is where they're this is where Cloud's Genova sells Coco, right?
Yeah, this is where Cloud gets his stuff.
Yeah.
But see, what it is Hojo, the mad scientist, Sephiroth's dad or whatever. Spoiler. He's experimenting in this little capsule, and they're being exposed to Mako.
Yeah.
But see, Zack he doesn't have any problems with this, or he doesn't come away as bad because
he's already
been exposed. He's in Soldier. You have to be exposed. Cloud's never had this.
Yeah, he's going crazy shit.
So when Zack,
maybe that's why he's an asshole.
That might be. His brain's just fucked up, man. Yeah. But somehow I think Zack regains consciousness. He breaks out and he gets Cloud out, right?
Yeah, there's like a message scratched into the capsule saying, "Hey, in feeding time, let's go. Let's get out of here."
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think they catch a ride in the back of a truck. Some passerby.
Yeah, they hitchhike.
And Zack, it's pretty much like a monologue almost, because Zack is trying to coach on Cloud, but...
And Cloud's just he's nothing. He's like a vegetable at this point.
Yeah, he's pretty much lost it. But
Zack's just basically talking to himself.
Yeah. But he's trying to tell Cloud, when we get out here, everything's going to be great. You and me are friends.
Yeah, we're going to hit the casinos.
Yeah, man. It's cool. Sick. But, see, that scene right there is really cool. I like how it showed a little bit of how, Zack was, his personality a little more.
Yeah.
But... The thing is Soldier and everybody, they're after him.
Yeah, because they know about Nibelheim. They know about Sephiroth.
Yeah, they're
loose ends.
They can't have them telling people this stuff. So they're being tracked hardcore, right? And so eventually the Shinra end up catching up to them. Yeah. And it's in bukus. There is...
What?
A ton of soldiers.
I said bukus.
Bukus, man. A lot, man.
What's a buku?
It's like a... I don't know. Chocobuku.
What? It's bukus.
Bukus.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well,
I'm gonna start saying bukus now.
Okay,
it's bukus. That shit's bukus, man.
That shit's bukus, man. Let me tell you. Anyway. After the Bukus arrived. Oh, in their blue suits, the blue Buku suits. That should be the best armor in the game. The Buku suit. But anyway, Zack hides Cloud because he knows Cloud can't do anything. He hides him behind like this rock.
Oh, wait, are we talking about what's happening in 7?
In this
what's happening in Crisis Core?
Well, this is what happens in 7 with the extra scene.
Okay.
And the thing about the game in 7, the extra cutscene, shows what happens to Zack. Mm-hmm. Zack apparently is defeated by the soldiers, but you don't really see this epic battle or anything like that.
Shoot him.
They just shoot him.
Yeah.
It's like 2 soldiers, and like this super powerful first-class soldier, he just shot by 2 soldiers and he's dead.
To be fair, he's been experimented on a bunch. He could still be weak.
But the thing is you don't get that through this extra cutscene. You don't understand, because in the truck, he seems like he's doing his little exercise thing.
Well, we don't know how super powerful Zack is at this point. We just saw him hang out with Sephiroth.
Right, but you assume he's pretty strong if he's a first-class soldier, though. He's up there with the Sephiroth level.
But he's not an experiment.
Sure.
He's nowhere near Sephiroth level.
Well, he's still strong. But the point is, it to me, it was kind of a weak thing, but at the time, it was emotional. Because you see Zack getting shot, and to show that in a PlayStation 1 era game where gun is just literally...
With these Popeye characters?
His body's just like contorting with all these gunshots. Yeah. And Zack is dead, and the soldiers walk away. Cloud regains consciousness, crawls over.
And he's all like, no.
And he grabs a sword, you know.
Like, Angel sword, Mom. I love Angel sword. Got 2 material slots. Great.
But that was the passing of how Cloud got the sword from Zack.
That's how Zack died and how Cloud became Zack.
Hey, but the thing I liked about this game is how it played out. Like, it was so emotional. Mm-hmm. It was... the odds are so much against Zack.
John Cena.
No matter how leveled up you are, you can be level fucking 99. Yeah. I don't care. There's infinite amounts of these soldiers attacking you, and helicopters flying around this battlefield, and
this is the final battle of the game.
The final battle of the game, and you're just slowly losing power, and you actually start walking slow.
So this is the reinterpretation of the scene in which Zack dies.
Yes.
From FF7.
Yes.
Instead of 2 soldiers, there are like 1 million.
Like 1 million. And like, it feels crazy in your hands to play the game.
Because stupid roulette shit's happening.
Yeah, you actually feel the emotion. The roulette thing's dumb, but the thing where what pays off for it, though, in the end, was how the characters' faces on the roulette would cause you to level up or get your powers. Kind of like, No More Heroes or whatever. You turn to a tiger or bullshit.
Whoa, you turn to a tiger? Cool.
But I wish you could do that. That would be badass. But anyway...
turn into a wolf and have children.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Maybe I'm a wolf. Yeah. But when the roulette passes down to the characters, like if it's all 3 of, like, say, Aerith, of her picture, it shows a cutscene of all his memories of that character.
Yes.
Which...
It's representation of what Zack is thinking about at that time.
As he's dying. Because they say you see your life flash before your eyes. Yes. And it's kind of doing that slowly, like his brain is slowly dying.
His memories are motivating him to fight harder, but it's not really working.
Yeah, and, Aerith is the last one he sees. And and you can feel the weight in your hand. Because Zack actually starts going slow. He's taking more damage.
This is the magic of video games.
Yeah, and swinging the sword is heavy.
Yeah.
And you finally, the battle's over, and you're passed out, and you're looking up, and the soldiers just take you out.
And it says game over. Try again.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But it's just so emotional because there's rain and the effects and everything at the time. For PSP, the CG looked phenomenal.
And some would say epic battle.
It was epic, and just the emotion of the rain and just the quietness, and there's this battle that happened, all this just nothingness, and Cloud's just sitting there behind this rock, and he wakes up, he's like, Zack, and now they have voice acting and everything, and just he crawls over, and it's just so much more.
He's like, Angel Sword 2. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, hey, he's dead. I got the sword now. It's mine. Yeah. See you
later, dude.
Later, dude. Peace.
Get fucked. Oh wait, you're already dead. Just wipe yourself off. You dead.
He just starts teabagging him. Yeah, bitch.
You're right. It's very emotional.
But yeah, it's very emotional, and that I did like about them. When you update a game and you can recreate things, that's the one thing about that game I thought was recreated so well.
All right. So you prefer this version of the events to the events of the original FF7. That's what you're saying, right?
Well, just that extra scene.
Like the fight scene. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the fight scene.
All right, so it's okay. I agree that this fight scene at the very end is a very cool video game moment.
Yeah.
It's very Metal Gear.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's telling a story through the gameplay.
Exactly.
And that's a cool thing to do in a video game.
Yes.
However, I prefer the original him getting gunned down by two soldiers.
By two dudes, okay.
Because, first of all, it's more depressing. It's less anime because there aren't a billion dudes like, oh, we're gonna get that guy. Ha! You scrubs, I'm gonna use my cool powers because my power level is over 9 million or whatever.
Well,
and he eventually loses. That's the point. That's the point. It's an unwinnable battle.
Yeah.
Very end of the game.
Which, by the way, they don't have their equipment or material or anything. They took it all from them, so there's that too.
It's a cool moment. I still prefer the way it happened in FF7.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there is. Yeah. It's just it's more fleshed out.
It's just interesting. Like, what is the canon? I assume the canon is now that battle, the super battle.
Yeah,
that's the
well,
canon now.
It would have to be. Like I said, to me, even without his material and stuff, Zack was still fucking powerful. Yeah. Maybe not near as powerful as Sephiroth. I get that, but you know,
I think it's more interesting to have him be. Again, when we played FF7, we didn't know how powerful Zack was.
Well, yeah, true. That's very true.
It's just it makes sense to us that it's fine for him to get gunned down.
Yeah, well, at the time when you played that game, it did make more sense. It's like, if two dudes came at me normally with a gun, I don't care if I have a sword in my hand, I'm probably going to shot and die. It made sense.
Yeah, plus, you can make the excuse that they've been weakened by these Hojo experiments.
Yeah, that's true.
But I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say?
What were you going to say?
Something about trucks.
Trucks.
No, not trucks.
Trains.
Dude, what the hell was I going to
trains.
There's no trains. Zack gets beat up. Well, shit, I forgot what I was going to say now. God damn it.
Oh, for another time then.
I'm just saying, they retcon Zack to be super powerful.
Okay, yeah.
In Crisis Core, and that becomes the canon that Zack was mega powerful.
Yeah.
And that makes the scene that makes the scene in FF7 original not make any sense. So they have to redo it.
Yeah.
And make it make more sense, I guess.
Well, at the same time, if he is as strong as he is, I still thought he should have won that battle regardless somehow.
That's another failure of that scene.
It just didn't make sense that he would actually get beat if he's a first-class soldier. But whatever.
Again, you can make the excuse he was weakened by the experiment.
Yeah, exactly. So
I still prefer the way it happened in the original FF7.
Yeah.
Other thing's cool looking. It's a cool gameplay moment, but it's too anime for my liking.
Okay. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing taken.
But that's probably the canon now, is Zack fought a million. And another thing that happens, another version of these events happened in The Last Order, the anime.
Which I've seen that. Yeah, I have it.
It's there is no giant battle, right?
No.
Did he just get shot again?
I believe so, and the way they did in the
I don't
anime.
remember how it looked, but it's not the epic battle.
Yeah.
And I guess this kind of blowing people's minds at this point, because this is I guess, is it like the last part of the compilation of FF7, not including Advent Children Complete. People are expecting that they're not expecting this battle to happen because they've seen it before in FF7 and Last Order of Zack just getting gunned down mercilessly,
right?
And
but the thing is
it's a surprise to people.
Yeah, but see, the thing is some people, like I said, may not have even seen that scene because I didn't know about it until I looked it up to even go back there. I didn't stop to think to go back to this old location.
I think I saw it.
And a lot of people didn't probably see the anime because when it originally released, I don't believe the anime was on the original American release. I think
but everyone fucking pirated that shit anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's tons of people who didn't bother. Well,
Either way, it happened.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Unless Square remakes it again and has a different event where like John Cena comes out and saves them.
Sure.
That's probably the canon, right?
Sure, why not? Zangief's gonna come out and just do a cyclone.
And Agent 47's like, hey man,
nice shot.
He's the one that kills Zack.
Yeah, there you go.
They hire him to assassinate.
So there you go, everybody. There's Crisis Core.
That is
in a really bad nutshell.
Now we'll move on to something I don't know anything about.
Which is, I guess, this is where I get to talk a lot because I guess I am one of the 4 important souls who actually beat Dirge of Cerberus.
Dirge of Cerberus.
The final game.
It's a Castlevania game, right? It sounds like one.
Oh, I wish. If it was at least half of what Castlevania is, it would be alright.
So Alucard shows up, right?
Yeah, it might as well be.
Man, this Sephiroth guy, he has long white hair like me, and I want to prove to him that he's a monster, and he doesn't belong in this world. The end. Right?
How about you?
Yeah. This happens, right? This is some third-person shooter bullshit starring Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we get to talk about JR's favorite character in Final Fantasy.
God, I fucking hate Vincent so much. He was an optional character in the original game, and suddenly he's like the second most important party member.
Yeah, and I hate to break it to you, but this game makes him to be like the epitome of the most important characters.
No.
It really does. And I'm about to, if you don't know the story, I'm about to blow your mind.
Oh, God.
This is
You're gonna literally blow my mind with a gun.
I might as well. You might as well persona
My
this
life
shit.
will end describing how important Vincent Valentine is to the Final Fantasy VII lore.
As you guys have heard, JR, like, you can tell he really doesn't like Genesis and whatnot. He,
all
Crisis
these
Core,
red people.
Yeah, Crisis Core wasn't really his thing. But if you think that game was bad, even I could tolerate Genesis stuff, maybe more so than he could. I will tell you this right now. Dirge of Cerberus needs to jump in the fire and die. This game...
Give me that disc, let's burn it.
I almost want to, literally. This right here... Crisis Core before Crisis didn't ruin it for me maybe as much as you. This is what did it to me.
Really?
This was what destroyed everything I felt for this 7 compilation.
Wow.
Not only is the gameplay itself horrendous and different.
It's a shooter.
The story makes Before Crisis Core seem like puppy kittens.
Puppy kittens.
Puppy kittens.
What does that even mean? That's a weird analogy.
It's like sweet and innocent. It's like they didn't mean any harm, but they have to grow up eventually to become Final Fantasy VII, right? No.
What does that mean?
This is a chimera. This is an abomination. This is an experiment gone wrong. This is Hojo's mistake right here.
This is the Marie of the game.
Yes, this is Marine 3. This should never have happened.
Sure.
Okay, so let's just get this out of the way.
Okay.
Vincent's the main character.
Vincent is the main... Vincent from Catherine?
Vincent from Catherine. You
Troy
wear hip boxers, Troy Baker. Yeah. Okay, what am I saying? This is the best game. No, I'm just kidding. If that was the case, it probably would be great.
It's a shooter. I love shooters, right?
Yeah, you would think so, right?
It's like Max Payne.
Oh, man, let me tell you, that bullet time, man, they had that in spades. Wrong. This game is god-awful gameplay. It is the epitome of the generic shooter. It is a
You're telling me Japanese people don't know how to make shooters?
I'm telling you this as I speak, coming from my mouth, yes. It's a third-person, over-the-shoulder shooter.
It's not over-the-shoulder.
Well, it's not over-the-shoulder, but it's like you see his arm. Like it's really janky because like when you go to shoot, you see Vincent's long-ass arm pointing this gun with a reticle, which, by the way, is not very accurate.
Is this before RE4?
This is actually, I believe, after, man.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. We'll
keep talking.
We'll talk. We'll look up facts.
Keep talking. I'll look this up.
But the lock-on system and everything in this is so wonky. And not only that, but Vincent has a melee attack that he uses his gauntlet, with the spikes on him as. Yeah.
He finally uses that for something, huh?
Yeah. But pretty much the premise is the way the game starts is Vincent's being Vincent. He's been emo, whatever. To me, Vincent's the real emo guy.
Oh, he has an excuse.
I guess so, but he's like laid up in a room and he's watching the fireworks go off outside. There's some celebration going on. And apparently, he's working with Yuffie? Why? I don't know.
Because they're both optional characters.
I guess. So I guess they ended up becoming the team or the thing. I don't really get it. Yeah, I know, right? You figure they would learn
one
from.
One of the best third-person shooters, followed by one of the worst.
Yeah, exactly. So, Vincent ends up being associated with Yuffie in this game, and they are pretty much partners for some damn reason. And some shenanigans start happening during the celebration.
What celebration?
I believe it's just celebrating.
Birthday party?
I guess it must be someone's awesome birthday party because there's fireworks outside the entire city.
What city?
It's
Edge.
Edge, yeah, whatever it's called.
On this day, I see clearly.
But apparently a ragtag group is starting a bunch of crap again.
Ragtag.
Yeah, ragtag. If only there was that cool.
New Day. The Radicals.
Do I have to keep talking about this?
Yes!
Okay. So...
Give me that strategy guide.
Well, I'm probably going to need it for referencing names. But, I'll let you hold on to it.
Okay.
So Vincent goes to investigate all this crap that's going on, right? And you get into your missions. Like I said, you have the shooting aspect. And the graphics for Square... It's so bland. Like, everything is so brown, so plain.
Hey, man, shooters, they all gotta be brown.
The shooting is just off. The even level up system, the upgrade system to the guns and stuff, it's like, okay, they give you, like, these, like, materia shots and stuff in your gun.
You shoot materia? What?
Well, it gives you, like, a magic property and stuff like...
Oh, you equip materia.
Yeah, and...
Okay, that makes sense.
But, I don't know, it just didn't seem like it really helped a lot. Like, I just kind of ran through the game with just, like, my normal gun. Mm-hmm. But you end up getting lost a lot too. Like, there's like a few scenes where you like jump in a turret and take down helicopters for some damn reason.
It sounds like nothing like Final Fantasy.
Oh my god, it is.
There's a turret okay, the shooter, of course.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Final Fantasy. But anyway, there's nothing really more to talk about with the gameplay. It's bland. Okay, but the thing is, the only thing that makes this game interesting to talk about during it, towards the end. The build-up is there's these secret discs you can find throughout the game.
Secret discs, huh?
Secret discs. And if you get all these secret discs and whatnot, you get a secret ending at the game, which I'm going to talk about, which hurts my brain.
Wait, what's the story first before we get to the secret?
Well, that's what I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to give you an idea of what's going to happen when I get to the end of the storyline.
Okay. Here. Yeah, these character names are really dumb.
Yes, which is why I need help, because they are really, really crazy.
Well, here.
So pretty much... you find out there's this group. I'm trying to remember the name of the actual group.
NWO.
Sure, let's just call them NWO. Okay.
Generation X.
I could probably find it if I look hard enough here. Okay, Deep Ground. That's right. That's the name of this new group that's trying to take over.
That's a dumb name.
Yeah. So anyway, Vincent and Yuffie and all them.
Take over what?
Just the world. They're starting. They're starting with Edge or wherever they're at when this takes place, but they're eventually trying for world domination. You know, the whole, cliche bullcrap.
Okay, sure, whatever.
But anyway, it's a group. The leader, the name of this group is Wise the Immaculate.
Wise the what?
The Immaculate.
Let me see that. Oh.
He
looks stupid.
He's the leader, but he has
like Blanca.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a white-haired Blanca. But he has a group that kind of like his generals, He's
sure.
Like there's
the Robot Masters.
Yeah, so there's Nero the Sable.
Nero, huh?
Nero, yeah, Nero's in here, guys. Yeah. Rosso the Crimson.
These are stupid names. These are like wrestler names.
Pretty much. Azul the Cerulean. And
these are all colors.
And Shoki the Transparent. Now, here's the character.
Color.
Here's the character I hate the most through this whole game.
Hope, right?
You know what? It almost makes Hope seem awesome.
Shoki, impossible.
Shoki the Transparent is such a bad character. Like, she annoyed me.
Oh, it's a girl.
It's a girl. Okay. Yeah. God, she is
Read the profile.
God, yeah. You know what? Let me just read this because I can't even describe why I don't like this character that much. Okay, here's the profile for her. Okay, Shoki is the computer expert of the Civets.
Hacker.
Yep. Assigned to assist Azul in tracking down Vincent Valentine and retrieving the proto-materia.
Why?
We'll talk about that in a minute. Shoki has been linked through the World Network.
Is that really your name, Shoki?
That's how I say it anyway. It might be Shulk.
Don't they have voice acting in this game?
I can't remember. It was so bad. Okay. But she's linked through the World Network with the personality data of Lucretia and uses Lucretia's memories.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Read that part again.
She is linked through the World Network with the personality data of Lucretia and uses Lucretia's memories, knowledge, and emotions to know where to look for Vincent.
She downloads Lucretia.
Hold on, I'm about to get to the killing part here.
Oh, God.
She also begins to feel what Lucretia feels, and as they say, emotions can sometimes get in the way.
Oh, God.
Despite having an ailment that forever keeps the body at that of an age of a 10-year-old when she's actually 19.
Wait, hold on. Read that again.
Despite having an ailment that forever keeps her body at the age of a 10-year-old, though she's actually 19, yes, here's your jailbait character, anime fans.
Wait, I don't even see a full picture of this character.
There you go.
No, that's not a full picture. She looks like an adult there.
Let's try to find her for you. Apparently, because Jared has not played this, so we're going to try to find him a full body picture.
Find this 10-year-old girl.
Don't take that out of context. But
don't turn pages too close to the microphone.
Let's see. I'm going to try to find this for him.
Move the thing away from the microphone.
There's a picture of her being emo.
Are you going to find it here?
I hope I can find it for you.
Let's look it up on my phone.
Just look it up on your phone. Shelky.
Keep talking about Shelky.
Sure. But the rest of the profile goes on to say...
she's a Kingdom Hearts character.
Yeah, she's pretty much a Kingdom Hearts character. She fights with the sophistication of someone twice her age. Her ability to create a magical shield and superior athleticism make Shelky a formidable foe.
So why does she have a 10-year-old body?
She's got a disease, man.
It's Geostigma. They cured that.
Well, see, that's just the thing.
They used Asuna on her.
What's that?
He's cast Asuna on her.
Sure, they should have, right?
Okay, so she has the personality and emotions of Lucretia, right?
Yep.
Does that mean she's in love with Vincent?
You know, from what I remember, I believe she's a robot girl.
Oh my god. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Go ahead and
get out.
See if you can find out. Make sure I'm right on this.
God.
Make sure I am correct.
She's a robot girl? Fuck you, Nomura.
I believe so. Go ahead and Google search this for me.
Okay.
I am pretty sure I'm right on this.
Hold on, let's see. Oh, god damn it, this fucking website. I hate this website. Shelky the Transparent. Her name is Sharuku in Japanese.
Okay, Shiriku, there we go. I didn't know that.
It's a real name, Rui, third member of the Thvius. What?
Yeah.
Born in 1991. What?
Okay, maybe she's spared in. I'm trying to remember.
Hold on. Keep talking while I look this up.
Well, okay. Anyway, this character to me, God, she was just annoying through the whole game. Like,
is she like you see her a lot in the game?
Yeah, she plays an important part of always.
I thought she was a bad guy.
Well, that's just the thing. You end up getting to a point in the game where she actually ends up helping you and becomes part of your team.
Like, how far into the game is this?
It's I would say about halfway through, maybe about 3/4.
Why is she fighting with you?
Well, like I said, she's part of Weiss's like generals or whatever.
Yeah, but why is she joining you?
Well, she has Lucretia's memories, and she later through the game, she awakens to like needing to help you. Like Lucretia wants you to help.
Okay, sure. Wait, that means Lucretia is living through her?
Yes.
Oh, that's stupid. It's like Cortana bullshit.
Yeah,
well, turn her into Cortana?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure it's because you find out she's like a robot girl or something.
There's too much to read here. I don't know if
just type in is she a robot girl?
Is she a robot girl?
Yeah.
Shelky robot girl. She talks in a robotic manner. Is that true?
Yes. That's another thing. God, she was so boring to listen to when she talked.
I don't know. Here's a giant bomb article on it, at least.
Sure.
She was abducted and made part of deep ground. Experiments performed on her body left her stuck in the body of a young girl. Didn't say she's a robot.
Yeah, well, maybe it's because she just seemed like a robot girl to me.
Well, she talks in a robotic...
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, she's a robot girl. If she talks like a robot and she downloads stuff from the internet, she's a robot girl.
She might as well have been. But anyway, I just remember her being just unbearable.
If you don't know me, I hate robot girls.
Yeah, well, that was the point I was trying to make. You'd probably hate her.
Like, fucking Persona was ruined by so many robot girls.
Yeah. But anyway... most of the missions have you eventually team up with Yuffie, and you eventually end up fighting these generals after so many missions,
robot masters.
You fight a lot of, like, generic soldiers. You fight some robots.
What kind of soldiers? Like deep ground soldiers?
No, well, yeah, they're just, like, people that are hired on by these guys.
Where's deep ground come from? Did we find this out?
Yes, this is what the killing part of the game, into the storyline is here. Okay. So you end up eventually fighting all these people. You end up getting Shulk on your team after you fight her. I believe Rosso the Crimson, Nero the Sable was like some of the final ones you fight, because I believe Azul is just like the big hulking guy you end up defeating early in the game.
These are color names.
Yeah.
Stupid.
But anyway.
Sable. She's a wrestler. Brock Lesnar's girlfriend or whatever.
The point of the storyline is by the time you get to the end of the game, right, you go to confront Weiss.
Sure.
You find out, once again, like Angel.
She's a robot girl too, right? Everyone's a robot girl, turns out.
Like Angel and Genesis.
They're robot girls.
They're also like Sephiroth.
Oh, what? Wait, who are they?
They.
Every one of them?
Every one of them were just as powerful.
But where do they come from?
Exactly. This is the bullshit part of the storyline. So apparently...
Are they Genova too?
Or no, well, they were experimented on,
okay,
yes.
They're super soldiers created by who? Created by who?
Well, you know what? Let me just read Weiss's profile. This might help some people here. Okay? Weiss is the leader of the Chevets and the de facto leader of all of Deep Ground. He is a former member of Soldier and has waited 3 years to launch his attack on the world, but the time has come. The secret world of Deep Ground has remained hidden from the world long enough as far as he's concerned.
Wait, where'd Deep Ground come from?
Weiss is young, strong, and a gifted fighter. He is armed with tremendous powers, otherworldly powers at that, and fights with a pair of katana swords, which double as machine guns.
Well, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
But,
yeah,
okay, otherworldly powers, what does that mean?
So, these guys have pretty much been hidden while all the events of the other stuff has gone on.
But he used to be a soldier, right?
Yes.
And then he disappeared and made
Hojo.
Deep Ground? Wait, what? Hojo's dead.
Nope. Guess what?
Oh,
there is some bullshit that happens with this,
Is he Robot Girl too? Did he download something from the internet and now he's Hojo?
Let's read Hojo's profile for this game, shall we?
Okay.
Professor Hojo was responsible for a lot of the problems facing the world over the past several years.
Yeah, that's true.
He was the man who experiments caused the birth of Sephiroth.
Yep.
He was responsible for Vince's death so many years ago.
Yep.
And he even injected himself with Genova cells to assist Sephiroth in his mission.
This all holds true.
Fortunately, the members of Avalanche were able to mortally ruin him during the Genova
Mortally
War.
ruin him?
To wound him.
Wound him? That means he killed him, right?
Well, here's the thing. Hojo is a computer program.
Wait.
Whose consciousness he programmed into a computer.
He's a Robot Girl.
Yes.
He's...
I kid you fucking not.
Alter ego.
Hojo
Cortana
exists
also.
in this game.
He's a computer man?
Yes. His consciousness he programmed into computers.
That sort of makes sense. He's a...
To set these Deep Ground members off to finish what he started for his son Sephiroth.
This is dumb.
So, guess why they Hojo originally really wanted to do this with Weiss as his leader?
Why?
Do you know what happens when the world is in crisis? You remember those weapons that are created?
Right, gotcha.
Well, did you know there's like a weapon more powerful than a regular weapon?
No.
Well, guess what? You're about to find out there is one.
Omega weapon. FFA.
Omega weapon. You're right.
There's actually
there
Omega weapon.
And actually an Omega weapon. So here's the deal with Omega weapon, right? And why Vincent is so damn important.
Oh god, he's the Omega weapon.
Not exactly.
That's why he turned into those monsters when his limp breaks.
He is the other part of what makes the world go around. He is Chaos himself.
Wait, huh? Who's Chaos?
You know, Chaos is like... He's also like a god almost.
Oh, more god bullshit.
Yeah, whenever the world is in dire straits, you know, the weapons are born, right?
Sure.
Well, whenever it's come to the point where there is no hope left, or even the weapons can't get things done, taken care of.
That's weird. Okay.
The world is creates this Omega weapon that awakens. And what Omega weapon pretty much does is it wipes out all the life of that planet, destroys it, and absorbs it, and it goes into outer space and forms a new planet.
Cool. Why is it doing this now?
Well, apparently, since Hojo has awakened these Deep Ground members, and Vincent's experimentation got his port of Chaos to awaken.
Well, how did he get a hold of Chaos in the first place?
Well, from what is explained, from what I understand, when he did those experiments on him, in the before not the Before Crisis thing, Lucretia and her mentor had found in that waterfall area where she's at.
Yeah, right.
They had found like a crystallized version of like Chaos.
So it's like materia.
Yeah, it's almost like he was materia, and when he did the experiments, he put it into.
He ate it.
Yeah, he put it into Vincent.
Why?
And
well, this is after he died, right?
This is after he died.
Okay.
And the thing is, we mentioned earlier that you saw was this thing about proto-materia, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, the proto-materia is pretty much is what keeps Chaos in check.
Wait, how?
It suppresses it somehow.
Okay.
Right?
And Vincent has his...
And the thing is they end up stealing the proto-materia from Vincent, the deep ground.
Why does Vincent have it? Has he had it from the beginning?
Yeah, Lucretia gave it to him.
He had it through the entirety of FF7?
Yeah, so he was able to control Chaos, though.
Because of the proto-materia?
Because of the proto-materia.
So, canon-wise, he had it all along.
And Lucretia is the one who did it because she knew he would go crazy, right?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
In this game, the proto-materia is taken away.
Okay.
So, Chaos rages out of control.
Let Yuffie steal it. She loves materia.
But yeah, like... Since he's going out of control, this is what Deep Ground wanted.
Wait a minute. Hold on. In FF7, when you go to Wutai, Yuffie steals all your materia.
Yep.
Does that mean Vincent becomes Chaos during that part of the game?
That's exactly what happened.
It's hilarious.
But okay, so pretty much the proto-materia makes Vincent lose control. And Deep Ground runs wild. They're destroying the world. And now Chaos is free. And so now the Omega Weapon is triggered, and it's like, oh shit, Chaos is going to destroy the world. Chaos is happening. I must destroy the world. But here's the thing. Hojo had originally intended to bond with Omega Weapon and gain its power.
Like physically? Do it with him?
Pretty much. But since he's pretty much dead,
like
and all that's left of his remains is
Computer Man.
What he did apparently was, I can't remember how it's explained, but his consciousness is ingrained into Weiss. So Weiss is technically Hojo.
He's a robot girl too.
Yes. So Weiss is Hojo Man at this point. So Hojo becomes Anime Man. This is what Hojo becomes.
And did Hojo create Weiss also?
He experimented on him, yes.
Okay.
But...
Man, Hojo gets around.
I know, right?
Dude.
So he's this computer program built into Weiss's, brain that wants to have Omega Weapon come and take over Omega Weapon and gain all his power.
And destroy the world.
And pretty much rule everything.
And make a new world under
Hojo
world.
Hojo just wants chaos, man. He's like the Joker,
All you did do is ask Vincent.
I know, right? But that's pretty much the basic premise from what I remember.
Okay, so what are Cloud and friends doing?
This is what I hate about the game also. Okay. The storyline. They make maybe a 2-second cameo.
So the world's going to end. They're like, hey, Vincent, later.
But that's just the thing. The cameo they make is awesome.
Okay.
It's like the cameo they make, the 2 seconds they're in there, it's better than the entire game.
What do they do?
Vince is like, boo-boo, bee-boo, I gotta go kill Omega Weapon, right? Well, okay.
This is after he becomes Chaos.
And, all this fighting's going on with these Deep Ground members and all the soldiers and the bad guys, monsters, whatever is going on, chaos going on in the world.
And only Yuffie and Vincent are in it.
Yeah, but you just see this cut scene of Cloud, Barrett, everybody just coming in this car and motorcycle.
Whoa!
And they're
delivering packages.
They're just kicking everything's ass, and they're just riding up walls and shit. It is crazy.
Like Batman Forever.
It's a great cut scene, and Sephiroth and him, it turns into a fucking Power Ranger moment. Where Vincent's going after Omega after he regains the proto-materia from Choke, because she's got Lucretia's things. Her memory ingrained to her. So Shulk, since he thinks of Lucretia, calms him down, and somehow they get the proto-materia back. I forgot how. Don't ask me how. But it's because of... Shut up. But because of Shulk, that's why. But anyway...
So Cloud and Barrett are just...
They're over there being badasses, kicking everybody's ass.
Why didn't they help earlier?
That's what I'm saying. It's never really explained. I don't know what was fucking going on.
I saw Reeve in the characters. What does he do?
Oh, let me talk about that in a minute, please. But the Power Ranger moment I was telling you about, it's so funny because they're over here being badass and they just come up out of nowhere and Vincent's going to the final battle and it just shows the whole when they cut off each one of the characters' faces and they all just go Vincent, do it!
Megazord.
Yeah, pretty much. Like one of those like
we're not gonna help you, but
yeah, we're over here doing this. Go Vincent, you can do it. Save the universe.
I hate you so much.
And it goes back to Vincent going into full like controlled chaos form, going after chaos that's born, and then all of a sudden, Gact music starts playing. Like I kid you not.
That redemption song?
There's redemption. Yeah. There's this epic Gact music going on while you're inside the crystal of the body of a mega weapon.
Okay.
And this epic music's going on this whole time. Vocal music is playing while you're shooting flying monsters in the crystal, and you're a new version of Vincent. You're flying around as chaos kind of.
Double trigger.
You're like, oh yeah, this is like it gets you all pumped up for the final battle. And the final battle is so boring, so annoying. It's another generic shooting part. The lead up to this final battle makes you feel like this is going to be epic. It's just
so it's the opposite of Crisis.
Yeah, and it falls so damn flat. Yes, it's the opposite, and this is the finale. So you pretty much end up defeating Omega Weapon. Everything returns to normal. Blah blah blah. That's it.
The end. What about Genesis?
Okay, let me get to that in a minute. Okay. Let's go back to Reeves since you asked.
Okay.
Before I say this, there is a mission in this game. Not only is this game bad with Vincent's shooting alone, there is a stealth mission.
Oh, I love them. They're great.
Where you have to play as Kate Sith, or if I'm not
Kaishi,
whatever his name is, and you can't get caught. You have to sneak around soldiers as this character, and it is long. Drawn out, and the humor that he is spouting is just so annoying. Like I'm like now I just want to shoot dudes and I can't. Like, can I kick them? Can I throw a star? Can I throw my crown at them? Can I do something? Scratch them, claw them.
How do you control Kate? Is it the Moogle again?
No, it's just the cat itself. What? You just control the cat part.
Wouldn't you just crawl on the ground? Like,
exactly.
That's just a cat.
And the thing is, they use his height. Like he's tiny. You see his tall soldier. You're sneaking up behind him, going around him. It's like but it plays out worse than like Metal Gear though. Like the scenery, the whole level, it's so boring.
Well, why is Kate she there?
Reeves is apparently helping Vincent and Yuffie and everything.
So only Reeves, Vincent, and Yuffie are saving the world, and Cloud and Barrett are just jerking off.
Sure, why not? I'm sure they're doing it in their own way, but they're in their own world from these guys now.
Delivering packages.
Yeah, they were too busy delivering packages. And going Amazon Prime.
And then I got this text from Vincent says the world's ending. I guess we'll go help him. I guess.
Yeah, but so all this happens in the game. Yeah. But when I told you about those discs you get for the
secret ending.
There's a secret ending.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So if you get all these, you find out that Genesis is not dead.
Great.
He flies down with grows two wings.
Wait, where does he come from?
Like at the end of the game, you see Weiss's body because you kill him.
Yeah, Brock is dead.
For some reason, Genesis knows where Weiss's dead body is. Flies down to it.
Hey guys, where you?
Sprouts another wing.
What?
Turns into Gact.
Okay.
And he goes, see ya.
Redemption.
And his eye glows red, and he takes Weiss's body and disappears. The end.
Wait, what? That's it?
That's how it ends. That is how Final Fantasy VII ends.
That's the last part of
That's the last part.
Genesis is like, hey guys, I'm alive. There's a cool body. I'm going to take it. I got 2 wings.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2 wings. Even if it's not, it's still stupid. He's got a wing.
He turns to Kano. He's got red eyes. Hello, baby. Did you miss me?
Oh my god. I was like, are they going to make a sequel to Final Fantasy then?
No.
Like, is Genesis going to be the new Sephiroth? What's the deal?
He's already the new Sephiroth.
But here's the thing. Like, that left so much open for them to make another game.
The secret discs.
Yeah. So
maybe it was a dream that Vincent had.
Oh my god, let's hope so. Like, I didn't need the secret ending. Like, it was bad enough how it ended with Vincent, like, redemption, flying around with this boring-ass battle. But then I get this bullshit at the end. I'm like, why? Genesis is supposed to be dead.
So, okay, he's been alive this entire time, just hanging out somewhere. probably in Bonora.
But in the actual game where you defeat him in the final boss or before final battle, he fades away. He's like dying. Like Zack takes him and he lets him fade away.
He just activated his camo, his active camouflage, and just reptiled his way out to Bonora and hang out with Sisney. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Maybe it was just used as a promo for Crisis Core. Does it explain who he is?
No.
Or is it just, hey, what's up? So if you never played...
Okay, I take that back. The files that you find are called the Genesis files.
Okay. So, hold on. So, Dirge of Cerberus comes out before Crisis Core comes out, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to not even have any idea who Genesis is, right?
I wouldn't think so. But I'm pretty sure this you find are called the Genesis files. Yeah. And they actually talk about Genesis.
So this is actually Genesis' first appearance in...
Yeah, technically.
And it just shows up. Some weird guy shows up, grows 2 wings, flies away.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to see if I can find this secret ending thing in here. Because it just blows my mind. I'm like, why? Why did this happen?
Maybe it's just to get you curious about who Genesis is in Crisis Core.
Well, yeah, because you'll probably be like, if you like the design of this character, you're probably like, oh man, what happened?
But he only has 1 wing though. So who cares?
Oh god. That's weird.
So this is the first time Genesis appears in FF7.
Yeah.
And it happens the very last part of FF7, but you're not even supposed to know who Genesis is. And he takes Blanca's body.
Yeah.
At the end.
Pretty much.
And then when Genesis actually shows up for real, he's just a dork that loves poetry.
Yep, pretty much. That's
kind of a disappointment.
Oh, dude, you're telling me Dirge of Cerberus just ruined so much for me.
So did you play Dirge of Cerberus when it first came out?
Oh yeah, I bought it day one.
So what were your thoughts about this weird guy coming in? Because you didn't know who Genesis was at that time.
No, I didn't.
So what did you think?
Okay, at the time, I was just at that point getting into, and more so into anime and J-pop culture and stuff like that.
So you knew who Gact was?
I had just learned who Gact was. So
like, why is Gact in this game?
Well, I was reading an article about they were making a big deal about him making a cameo. Like, he's like the most handsome singer in Japan or whatever. And
That's not true.
Yeah, well, that's just what they were saying. But I don't know. I found it kind of fascinating. I was just like, okay, well, what's the deal with him? Like, why would they put a big celebrity in Japan apparently into this game? Like, is this character going to have some kind of like, I don't know.
It's just marketing, man.
Yeah, awesome point to the game. I mean, what's the deal with this game? I don't know. It just made me curious.
And then when he shows up, what do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, when I first seen him in the game, I thought he was cool. Because when he did the whole like evil glowing eye thing and everything, I was like, whoa! But then he talked.
What did he say?
And I think it was in Japanese.
Redemption!
Yeah, redemption. But I was just like, I wanted to know more, but at the same time, I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, like, who the hell is this guy?
Wait, what the hell?
So after that, and you play Crisis Core.
Yeah.
What do you think then? Because did you realize it was the same guy?
Yeah, I did. But
and what did you think compared?
I was like, what happened to that kind of cool character?
Yeah.
Because in Dirge of Cerberus, since it's such a brief moment, he seems kind of like a badass almost, right?
Sure.
Like, it's so brief, and he has the wing. You're like, whoa, it's a Sephiroth.
Nowadays, I'd be like, who the fuck's this guy?
Yeah, exactly. but like back then, I was like, whoa. But now, when you actually start playing the game, you're like, God, Genesis is kind of an annoying ass character.
So you're like, this is it. This is the guy.
Like, this was the same guy.
This is a badass guy. He's some dork.
Yeah, now he's just a dork because you don't know anything about levels. You don't see him come down with a poem book or whatever.
And then after you kill him, you know he's still alive because of Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah.
But it doesn't explain why he takes Blanca.
Fuck no.
So what? Okay, why do you think he took Blanca?
Oh god.
Is he gonna mate with him?
They're probably what is that? What does Quan Chi say? We need to combine.
We need to combine our powers.
We need to combine our powers.
Predictable.
But yeah, I'm sure there's some dumb bullshit that's probably never going to be explained.
He takes him to Quan Chi. He's like resurrect to Weiss, and then FF7 2, Sins of the Father. Hojo comes back in a robot girl body. Redemption.
Yep, redemption.
Well, that's a dumb way to end FF7.
Dude, let me tell you, it was just so bad. it was even more unnecessary than. I mean, dude, this is the final boss. This big cocoon-looking butthole right here.
Cocoon, huh? So it's related to FF13.
And then it's like Omega Weiss.
Omega.
Yeah, Omega.
God, that's
Tiger.
Holy shit. Holy crap, that's stupid.
Yeah, it was bad, man.
I had no idea that's... Because I heard Genesis was in Third Cerberus. I had no idea it was just for 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah, he's just a secret ending at the end.
Oh, that's stupid.
Oh, man.
It was probably just a marketing tool for Crisis Core.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's just dumb that it happened. It's supposed to happen chronologically. It's supposed to happen after Crisis Core.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
I'm sure that secret ending probably has nothing to do with it.
But seriously, though, how do you think they would do a sequel to this? How do you think they would explain Genesis coming back and Blanca's body or whatever?
Well, if they can bring Hojo back as a computer program or whatever...
They're going to bring Sephiroth back or something?
I'm sure anything's fucking possible. Like,
you gotta download Sephiroth from the internet and put him inside Blanca's body.
If someone in the live stream can have such a strong consciousness that they can make 3 physical bodies in the real world... then I'm sure they can come with anything out of their ass to explain this. Like, when his body degraded, the Earth absorbed him, and he became, like...
Bulbasaur.
And he grew an extra wing, and now...
He has 3 wings now.
Yeah, he's got one kind on his butt, and he flies crooked. I don't know. But, I don't know, man. He's gonna have bukus coming out of his bukus.
It's buku time, man.
Yeah, it's buku time.
The FF72 is gonna be Genesis come down. It's buku time.
Oh god. But I don't know how they'll explain it. I'm sure it's either gonna have something to do with Genesis infecting the live stream now instead of Sephiroth,
again.
Or maybe Sephiroth and Genesis met up in live stream heaven or hell.
Wasn't Genesis supposed to be the inferior?
Exactly. He was degraded.
So why is he still alive?
Exactly.
And he has 2 wings now. He's better.
Okay, well, don't quote this on me having the 2 wings. I'm remembering him having 2 wings. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
But the thing is, I could see them, like, him and Sephiroth teaming up or something in hell or heaven. Or
Hell and heaven.
Hell or heaven.
There's no hell or
heaven. This is Guilty Gear now. But they're like, hey, man, I'm going to give you all my extra Genova cells. And
Sephiroth's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, and they literally fuck. And
no, that's not what I meant. Is that the lost chapter of Loveless?
But no, maybe he meets the goddess, and she's like, I will give you another chance at redemption.
And it's lightning, turns out. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, lightning.
Lightning and Genesis return. That's what it's called. Yeah. FF7 Genesis returns.
Now Superman gets the Dragon Balls and wishes him back to life.
Yep.
And
that's what happened.
Not like anybody else has done that or anything.
Oh my god. I'm bummed out now.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, this is the ending.
And I don't even know what this Lost Chapter cell phone game is. I know it exists.
It's Genesis.
But I heard it was even worse than the actual game for PS2.
Oh god.
Yeah, so...
Okay. So we're done talking about the compilation of Final Fantasy VII.
Yep. Now we should probably talk about what we would like to see in the remake.
Yes. Okay.
Or what we expect would happen anyway.
Man, we talked about this shit for 2 hours.
Bukus, man. There's bukus of content.
Alright, so coming up next is our thoughts on Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Woohoo!
Buku time.